hot. I met a boy today.
That's me.
So fine.
If you know, tap in, share the post. It's your boy PH, aka The Press, aka Mr. Above 140.
Come to my town and get with me. She love I'm around.
It's not about the amount of talent you have. It's 100% about the work ethic. Ask your coach or anybody that's been doing this.
Hot. I met a boy today. So fine.
Why is it? And they gonna say, oh, yeah, that's illegal. Cut this. Cut it out. All you coaches out there, cut it out. Because that's BS.
What up? What's goody, bro?
What's going on, baby?
Niggas up, but I'm maintaining. I'm gonna try to push through. And if I can't push through, brother, you gotta finish. I'm trying.
Well, let's get to it. We on? We on? Or
live? We live. Let's go to sharing. Let's get started. Packed show tonight. Bunch of coaches from all around the nation. Should be good.
Hold on, let me get the phone and get to the sharing, dog. Coming in from that damn concert. Aye.
Should be nice to see.
Oh man.
Recap. Coaches all around the nation. It's gonna be nice. Be nice to hear from some of these coaches to find out what was the remedy. The big screen is off tonight, y'all. No big screen tonight. But I do have my medicine ball. If y'all don't know what the medicine ball is, I don't drink Starbucks, but they have a tea called the medicine ball. Got to get it when you don't feel good. Slicers, Coach Mike. I'm going to send you the invite.
Oh, yeah, that's a 10U coach?
Yeah.
My wing T brethren.
Yep, wing T. I'm about to send it to him right now. Coach Mike, we're going to have to put you on at the end, Coach Mike, but Coach Mike will be on. Thank you, Stephanie, for that information. Arky, what up?
I see Arky. What up, Arky?
What's good with you, Ark? So, we jumped on early, Tito, so as many fans is not on, but they'll get on later. Let's get started because we do have somebody coming on in about 10 minutes. Give me your recap. Talk to me about the national championship games. You was at the stadium both days, all day. Go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to start. Let me get these shares out, and then I'm going to get right on it. But pull up the bracket so we could go right in order to put up the D2 championships so we could get to the facts and get to everything that I observed.
All right. Mike, what up? Here we go. Let's share. Let's share the screen and let we go with the Mo Better Jaguars. They beat Titletown 13-7. Was a shocker for me. I chose Titletown.
Oh, I told you after watching Mo Better earlier in the week, I told you they were going to win. I had a hunch. It was good to see Mo Better. You know, back in the day, like I said, they were the first U2 team that I could recall in the youth business when we were coming up in this thing.
Polo, what up, bro?
They had a very good team at 9U, a very well coached team. From doing a little bit of the homework, I understand them brothers. A couple of them played at Syracuse, and there was some D1 pedigree there. My point is, you could absolutely tell with the way the team played. They weren't shell-shocked to play Titletown. They came out, and at no point were they really in danger. They were winning that game from beginning to end.
Close game, though.
Tight game. No, absolutely a tight game. I mean, you expect tight games in the national championship. Mo Better got the better of them. They had two very skilled players. One more like lightning, the other one more of a bruiser. They had a very sound defense. Titletown to me looked like they were, they definitely weren't the better team on that day. Mo Better pulled it out 13-7 to become the D2 national champion. Yeah. I believe that's their first national championship. Maybe I'm wrong. But needless to say, they just came back to Pop Warner, and now they're national champions. So good for the Mo Better Jaguars. It was a great game.
Shout out to Mo Better Jags. I didn't get a chance to.
Mo Better's out of Brooklyn, New York. For those that don't know, they out of Brownsville. You know, the home of Mike Tyson, the home of a lot of other celebrities. But
a chance to invite him on the show, but we'll get him here one day.
Yeah.
10-2, the Laporte Slicers, Indiana.
Greater Laporte Slicers out of Indiana. They were a very impressive team all week when I watched them. They're of the wing T family, more of a hybrid wing thing. But I told you, Indiana is wing T country. They were very well coached, very well strategic plan, how they chopped, sliced, and diced people up. They never came out the system. They ran their couple of plays to perfection. They had a couple great players. Number 8, I believe, was one of them. He was their big tight end / fullback. He did a couple things for them. They were a very well coached team. They never were. Morristown maybe have had the best player in that age group at all of 10U.
Is that the little kid you and I watched?
Zero, who all week was trouble for everybody. But Greater Laporte was a well-oiled machine and just kind of put it on them. They just were too much for them in that game.
Fleming put them boys on the clock.
They clocked Santa Margarita Cowboys, which, by the way, Santa Margarita Cowboys, that version of them had the best uniforms in the tournament, in my opinion. That teal with the bright, with the neon pink. There was some dope unis. But Fleming was another well-oiled machine, just had way too much for them. Very well coached. Fleming was a very well-rounded team where they could attack you a multitude of ways, and they just dominated them. They dominated Santa Margarita at 32-0, as you can see in the national championship.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. Then MOT, they beat NEO Wolfpack.
Yes, this game was closer than it looked in the end. Like a couple other games we're going to talk about. NEO Wolfpack out of Ohio was in this to a certain point, but the Menses of tomorrow, you know, with the championship pedigree, they had 11 national championships prior. You could tell they were well seasoned, been in the limelight many times. I mean, they just in the second half they overtook the game and ran NEO Northeast Ohio right off the field. So Mentors tomorrow with their 12th national championship. Their 12th out of Jacksonville.
Wow.
The 12th national championship.
Another one, very lopsided game. Naples Hurricanes.
Versus our own West Haven Steelers. I mean, we all saw what happened. I mean, the offensive line and defensive line for Naples was way too much for West Haven. It was a completely dominated game. West Haven had his 2 highlights, obviously, with King with the 2 touchdowns, King Crawford with the 2 touchdowns. JoJo made a couple plays, but it just wasn't enough to play with that Naples team. That number 5 from Naples was probably the biggest youth back I ever seen in my life. They ran basically 2 plays the whole game and just completely made a statement against.
What's up, Larry?
Completely made a statement against West Haven running 2 plays. I mean, they came right at him, and it was just a dominating performance. It was a dominated performance. Shout out to the Naples Hurricanes. Obviously, they know we picked against them. Obviously, they know. You remember, Naples knew we picked against them because they let us hear about it throughout the night because we happened to be sitting on their side because where we sat all week just happened to be on their side. And they did remind us about it throughout the night on a couple occasions. So
came over and put the trophy up and said, Phil. Odell Eagles, very impressive all week. Put them boys on the clock too.
Yes, Odell at 9U in Division 1.
I don't know if they put them on the clock. It was 30-20.
It was 30-6, but this game was never in. It was close a little bit in the first half, and then Odell just those 2 players they had it was too much for Santa Margarita. I don't know the conference Santa Margarita plays in, but it looked like Odell had a couple dudes that they ain't see before clearly.
Wow, that was super lopsided, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going to 10U. Fast break.
Richmond Heights fast break with the Portsmouth
0 points in the national title game.
Well, I thought Portsmouth, looking at them earlier in the week, I thought they were going to be the hands down favorite because of the size and what I seen. Richmond Heights was just the all around package. They had an under center sort of hybrid wingish wing T package with some shotgun stuff. They had two very, very good players that were, again, too much for Portsmouth to deal with. Portsmouth looked the part, but it didn't work out against that Richmond Heights fast break team at all.
Richmond Heights will be on the podcast tonight to discuss their national title game. That I believe, Tito, that's back-to-back national championships for Richmond Heights. If I'm not mistaken.
They were a very young staff, but a very well-oiled staff. I mean, you could tell they were cohesive, very well together. I was impressed by Richmond Heights for sure. Their coaching staff, anyway.
My super surprise, NEO Flight, 19-9 is that over the Fort Myers Firecats.
Yeah, Fort Myers didn't score till late. Remember, Fort Myers went up 3-0 on the field goal at 11U. They had a kid kick a field goal. They were up 3-0, and then NEO Flight, I think it's 9-0. Maybe is it 9? No, 0 or 1. NEO Flight had the best player at 11U all week. They did number one from NEO Flight. Once he got going, it was all she wrote. Fort Myers, at no point did you think Fort Myers was the better team. I mean, when the game got going, number one was the best player on the field, and when it was money time, he came through and put the game away in the second half.
Sorry, I'm screaming at Alexa, everybody. My apologies. 12U national champion, my very own heartfelt heartbreak. Hartford Hurricanes versus West Chase.
Great game. This score is not a representation. That game was 20-13 with 4 minutes to go. A couple unfortunate things happened in Hartford's down the stretch where they went up. Obviously, I believe we were caught up in an NPR situation late. Blaze got off. They went up another score. We came back, tried to throw a pick for a score, and that's how the game ended, 33-12. But it was, like I said, it was 20-13 with 4 minutes to go. Hartford was very much in the game in a one-possession game with a chance to win the national championship. But West Chase, obviously, with the pedigree and the players have been there before, they pulled away late and won the national championship. Great game, though. Great game for the first 36 minutes. And then, ran out of bullets, brother, at the end.
14U, St. James Royal.
St. James, which
would win the national championship.
I picked them, too. When I saw them earlier in the week and seen who they had, as a lot of people know, I played Brick City last year. 5 of those players that were on that team were on the Brick City team. I mean, obviously, Kemp was too much for these guys this year. I mean, it was too much for the team Wednesday night or Tuesday night when I seen him. But that game, I guess, Coyote Creek killed Port Orange Wildcats. So I thought Coyote Creek was going to give them more of a fight, but St. James just the winning pedigree and a couple of the players they had was just too much. So St. James Royals out of New Jersey is the 14U national champions.
I gotta admit that I was a little surprised how St. James Royal, the ending score. I was surprised by the ending score. I can't lie and say I wasn't. I thought when I watched, I think the initial part, I did think that it would be a little closer. I did think that it would be a little closer initially.
Well, it's tough to take anything away from them because it wasn't like it was in 2023.
It wasn't a blowout.
It wasn't like it was in 2023 where they crowned 2 champions. They had to run through the gauntlet and they beat everybody. They're clearly the best 14 unit.
Right. I don't think it was like a Tomlinson type of thing where they had 2. I'm just saying that I just did not think that they would get beat like that. I thought that this would be a 6-zip game or something like that.
Dude, when I got the scouting report from Creekside from Pay, because Pay has seen him play against Port Orange, I told you my man that I grew up with lives in Port Orange. So he came to watch the game. He said Coyote Creek was the complete package. So I was thinking it was going to be a tighter game too, but I knew the physicality of St. James and the size of St. James was going to be a problem, and it held true.
Yeah, it did. Surprised to me, but that's why you play the game, bro. Yeah. Because you never know what can happen.
Plus, like I said, the pedigree on the team. They had 5 kids that won national championships before playing for them.
Oh yeah, from Brick City, right?
Yeah, they won it at 12U 2 years ago. AYF.
Wow. Yeah, that matters. All right, let's go to the big boys.
Well, that was the big boy. That was 14U.
I mean, that's the big boys.
13U. I picked Oceanside.
You were wrong on this pick.
Yes, I was watching Oceanside all week. I thought they were the team to beat for sure. They looked like the complete, and they were the complete package. Let's not get it confused. This game was tight until the fourth quarter as well. That score doesn't indicate how that game was played. That game was, I want to say, 13-8 or 13-6 late in the fourth until West Chase, in the same situation, just overtook them in the fourth quarter to win the game. I thought Oceanside might have had the best quarterback in that division all week. That kid, well poised, made some plays.
West Chase quarterback was really, really good.
Who?
West Chase quarterback was really good.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Really good.
Every time that Oceanside needed something in that game, that quarterback made a play for them, and big plays at that. Big plays at that. So I had picked Oceanside. Obviously, I had to tip my cats to West Chase. They were the better team and the national champion. That's it.
Addison lost their star
player.
player.
Yeah, everybody was saying that, but I watched that game too. I mean, that was a hard-fought game. Oceanside won. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody had Addison picked, but watching West Chase, I don't think nobody was going to beat West Chase. No,
I don't either. With that said, Tito, let's start some interviews. That is your recap, but we'll start interviews and get back to it. Coach Rick Merritt, West Haven, Seahawks, back-to-back in the national title game. Welcome to the show. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Coach Phil? How you doing, Coach Tito?
What's going on, Rick?
I'm good. So, well, first of all, I'm hearing that you retiring. Am I right, or is this? Did you get the bad taste in your mouth? And we gonna see the OG at net. Let's tackle that out the gate.
And I'm gonna say that for later at the end of the interview.
You're gonna announce what's going on at the end of okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, many people has never been in a national title game. You went back to back. Tell me the biggest thing you learned from being in national championship games for those that never made it, like myself and others.
Well, getting down there is a great feat. Just the competition down there, it steps up. It's another level. And like Coach Tito said, it's winning the trenches, and we got dominated in the trenches. We definitely needed to build up our offensive line. The kids gave their best effort, and that's all you can ask. And we tell the kids, going into a game, you got a 50-50 chance. Is somebody going to win, somebody going to lose. And we happened to be on the losing end, but we had a great season. And everybody that made it down there, congratulations to you and your 9U team that made it down there. I was at the 12U game. Hartford balled out for that game. Kudos to them. They played good ball. They had a chance to win that game. We didn't have a chance to win that game. They dominated us. Coach Kraft, I met him before the game. I went up to him. I said, come on, man, we got to do this up in New England. He said, nah, man, we're not going in that cold. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, nah, we're not going up there. But, they won. They dominated the game. They deserved to win. They're national champions. And but my kids, I had these kids since they were 8 years old.
Right. And
to tell you a quick story about that, my grandson, everybody might know, is the bus, Dakari Harris, my grandson. He had a party. And at that party, he was 8 years old, and Mason Booker was there, Majesty Whitaker, Jermaine Gibbs, Tymeer Smith, Ricky, who played in New Haven. I like, all you kids are 8. Now, 2017, we just made it to Florida. So I was like, oh, you guys are 8. I'm moving down. So eight of my coaches, I had 9 coaches, 8 of them said, I'm with you, coach. And we moved down to 8U, and that was a great experience with the kids. And we just been balling out with them since they were 8 years old.
So,
they also had 2 thrilling victories to get there. Let's not forget they had 2 thrilling victories to get there. I mean, both games.
I was about to say, do you think that played a role? I think
that took some years off of me. What are you talking about, baby?
Like those dog fights, I think not only that, I think it takes a toll on your children. Like the bus was getting hit. He was getting hit, right? It's different when you blow somebody out and you could go rest.
Right.
Then if you're getting pounded, 3 games in a week, not easy.
Well, Naples had a little, easier bracket over there, I would say, you know. But we was in a tough bracket, you know. Pennsylvania, Oakland, you know, they was grilled up and everything, you know. They balled out. But speaking on that, the conditions of that field was horrible. Like, we could have played that game in the North Haven Fairgrounds. I think I sent you pictures of how bad the field was.
I saw it. Some
You
people
know,
were saying they thought it was wet.
So that being said, the bus had no traction. He was just running out of bounds because he couldn't cut it upfield. But not to make excuses, even the coach of the other team, you know, it wasn't sour grapes. He's like, the field was in horrible condition.
And that was Lower Perk?
Yes.
First game, right?
Yeah, like I said earlier in the week, the definitely field one out of all the fields was the worst field, the worst conditioned field.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they just threw sand on the field.
Well, remember the Hurricanes was there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think they packed in sand in a lot of fields, and because we went to UIFL and met with those guys and watched some of their field stuff, and they had the same thing. A lot of fields in the South was packed with dirt and sand because of the hurricanes that came through. That one seemed to be the worst, though.
Yeah, I think it was.
Right, because the one Hartford played on, I couldn't believe they even had a crown in the field. Like, they did a good job with the field that Hartford played their 2 games on at 12U. That field, by far, from all the fields that I observed, was the worst one, clearly. Field 1 was the worst one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That being said, I wanted to I want to give my prayers to the Bloomfield kid that passed away, him and his family, the Bloomfield football community. I can't imagine what they went through. I watched their first game. They were real emotional. I understand that. You know, they didn't play the game. They played for their brother, and that's all you could ask them to do. And kudos to them for going down there and playing that game, because I know it was a lot on them. A couple years ago, we lost a coach during the off season, and we dedicated the whole season to Markey. Every time we broke down, we were like, Markey, you know. So I know how hard it is losing a family member, because that's what, you know, somebody is that's close to you.
So let me ask you a question. Looking back at your games, I noticed that King was just kind of like this. Like I was telling Tito all week, I said, yo, West Haven got this godly thing with their team. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to stop them, right? It's like King is the best player on the field. Best player on the field. Like, it just seemed like he is the best player. He's the fastest player, the strongest player, the best player. It just seemed like that. When I watched the first 2 games, right? And I did tell Tito, I said, however,
it wasn't just King, though. I mean, Jojo made some big plays, too.
Able to overcome. Yeah. I'm not saying King made solely made, but he just looked like, if you give me the opportunity, I'm probably going to.
Oh, no, anything that was a 50-50 ball, he was coming down with it all week.
And so,
coming down. And he's been doing that since he was 8 years old, like taking over games. In the Dorchester, when we was 8U, I told our coach, Son, the offensive coordinator, give him the ball the rest of the game. I'll pay for a massage afterward. Let's get us out of here. We beat Dorchester in a dog fight up there.
Yeah, I remember at 8U. That's when you guys were happy that you weren't going anywhere else. You got a piece of money and go home. No,
that might have been one of the best years. You know, we need to think about
that. Yo, if you could do anything different to approach the Naples game, would you? And do you think it would have made a difference?
Like I said, they were more physical up front than us.
Well, they were bigger. They were bigger, period, top to bottom. Like, looking at them, especially from where I was sitting, you guys were big, but these guys were big, and they were like the right type of big. You know what I mean? They were big and thick, and they had that number 5, and then they offset him with 9. I mean, it was a tall order.
Offensively, maybe we could do some more, you know, quick screens, middle screens. You know,
well, I think that's the matchup you had. That's the matchup you had, was throwing, because we know we saw you couldn't run like that. Like, it was just wasn't going to happen.
I tell you, and Naples, just for the record, everybody, Naples Hurricanes is on next at 9:00. But I want to say that might have been the first, and I'm gonna ask them about this. That might have been the first time I ever saw a team run shotgun all game and not pass. I've never seen that before. Like, that was crazy to watch shotgun all game without passing. I'm like, yo, I know these dudes not in the shotgun all game.
And we talked about that before, Coach Phil, when you had the 1 yard line, half a yard line, and you're in the shotgun formation. Like, but you know,
it works for them.
Yeah, right.
Up
But
here,
then,
you got a
we
dude.
saw a lot of teams fall in our region.
When you got a dude like that, though, look who they were throwing. I mean, they were shotgunning the ball to number 5, dude. Like, I mean, I would too if I got a guy like that, bro. Like, you know, because he wasn't not only big, but did you see the muscularity of that kid?
yeah.
Like, he was a grown ass man, dog. Like,
So,
he was a grown ass man.
Rick, you've been down to nationals the last 4 years. 2 out of the 4 years. So you got 5 regional titles back to back, 4 national appearances, 2 back-to-back regional championships. We got 5 minutes left. What's next for Coach Rick?
What's next for Coach Rick?
Yeah. What's next for the OG?
I don't know. If you offer me something, you know, maybe I go up to Hartford. I
offering you to you right now, Coach Rick. Coach Hartford, tell me what level you want. OG, you got it. Easiest 1, 2, 3. All my coaches got to move aside.
I'm gonna take some time off. My grandson going to high school. All the guys I want to see at the next level in the high school. So I want to chill out for a minute. I'm not saying I might not.
Everybody quits in December.
Again, because that was
everybody quits in December. By April,
let me try that again. Right now, because there's a 10U team brewing down there in West Haven, right? Just saying.
They got a great coach.
They
Coach
do.
Coach Crawford does a good job with those guys. I think he's moving up next year.
The OG's the leader. You don't really. You just like tell them what the boat gonna go.
Hey, I'll throw something out there. Tell Barrows, give me a call.
Oh, New Haven Steelers. Call Coach Rick. Coach Rick is saying, hit him on the hip. He's saying, give him a call. New Haven Steelers. Call Coach Rick. Hey, Coach, listen. I'm gonna be honest. The run that you guys had as a team probably won't be one that we've seen in a long time. It's possible it may happen. That teams win all the way up because of the new. Usually, is less. At least in New England, there's less teams to get through, depending on even and odd. And obviously, if you keep the same team, you may start off the better team, but it's not guaranteed, right? And so that run, but also appearing in 2 national title games is unique. You guys had to win 3 games to win your national title game. I know that Pop Warner, I heard that they were teetering with the idea of going a Tomlinson champion on both at every level.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think that passed. I don't think that people wanted to do it. I think people wanted a national champion. Because of that, I think New England is inching closer to starting to topple some of these other regions, to starting to be consistently a national title contender for national championships in Pop Warner. I think for the people that don't know Coach Rick, because I've been around a long time, I've been around you a long time. You've been in the national title game before.
Yes.
Right.
2012, 2017.
Right. You've been in the national title game 4 times total.
I'm the Marv Levy of Pop Warner right now. Like it's not a good feeling, but
listen, you there. You get in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else? Once you in that game, it's one game.
Yeah. Right.
The best team, 40 minutes. And the reason I tell people I like football is the best team don't always win. The better team don't always win in football. The best team in 40 minutes win in football.
Correct.
That's it. And so that's why I like the game. But let's be honest. When you got into the national title game, you have not had an easy opponent that last game.
No.
West Palm Beach, that running back from, what was that, 2018?
Yeah,
I watched him in person. I was just kind of like, this can't be.
I think that was James Wilder's nephew or something.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, that kid was crazy.
So out of the 4 Super Bowl runner-ups, 3 of them were to Florida teams.
Right.
I lost to West Chase also in the final game too.
Hey, Coach C said BOC's waiting for you. Just saying. Just saying. Yo, listen, Rick, it's a pleasure to always have you on, my brother. We also got to go out to eat. We're leaving out that we ain't gonna say his name on the podcast. The guys that don't like to pay. We gonna leave them young guys out that don't like to pay.
Yeah. You gotta bring Tito with us one day, man.
Yeah, Tito, you gotta come out to eat with us. Tito got money, so he can pay too. We good.
That's
he got
better.
money, so he can pay.
Yo, you know, he the new one, so he got to pay.
Yeah, you gotta start off paying. That's how we do when you come out with us.
Where y'all going, Jimmy's? Jimmy's still open?
No, we kind of float around.
Yeah.
We float around. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Rick is the only person I'm ever gonna eat with and allow him to take a plate home to the wife. He always say he's not, but Rick orders a to-go plate, and I'm like, what is that for? He's like, oh no, this is not for the wife. This
Hey,
is
listen,
I know what be happening. The wife be like, you can go.
I gotta make, you know that. You gotta make her happy, you know.
You gotta make her happy, brother. Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
That's why I try to keep my wife happy. Rick, appreciate you, brother. Hey, next week we gotta go.
Thank you,
We
guys.
gotta go out to eat, bro.
All right, no doubt. Give me a call.
Yup, I got you. All right, and with that being said, let's welcome. We were talking about it. The Naples Hurricanes, 13U national champions of the 13U level. Let's give them a hand, everybody. What up? All right, I got a real simple question. A real simple. Let me start the interview off like this. First, I want to congratulate y'all. I kind of knew early on when you know one of my coaches, I ain't gonna say who this came to me, was like, yo, did you see this Naples Hurricanes team? They look crazy over after the first game. But when y'all approached the national title game, because that's the one I got to see only, was it y'all plan to, like, what made y'all think we can run right at them and nobody's going to be able to stop us? Like, is that who you guys been all year? Or
Coach,
was
that is who we are. We pride ourselves, and we've said it since 10U. Best trenches in the nation. It's not even close.
Okay.
We take pride in that. I mean, you look at our staff, we're not exactly a bunch of little dudes. We've all got a little bit of experience in the trenches. So, I mean, we take pride in lining up and just being blue collar and outworking people and putting people in phone booths. And I've never seen a team that has embraced beating people up more than this group of kids. It's unreal.
Can y'all pass?
I mean, we can,
we
but
we can if you make us.
I mean,
y'all quarterback to me seemed like he had a high football IQ. I saw him people back when they was on the line. I saw him when the tight end was covered up. He would move the wide receiver. Like, I was watching all the little high football IQ things that he was doing, right? And so clearly he had a high football IQ. I don't know if he had the ability to pass. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Not that you have to. I'm a believer. If something worked, just keep doing it.
Here's a crazy stat for you, right? We've been together for 4 years since 10U. And you want to know what's even crazier than not passing? We haven't punted one time in 4 years. Now, that kid has been our quarterback for 4 years, and we played Riviera Beach in the semifinals last year of the region, and that kid was 4th and 18 pinned on our own 8, completes an 18-yard post on cover 0. You know, I mean, that kid has made some of the biggest passes in our program history, but I mean, he understands the task. He understands when things are rolling that hot hands, hot linemen, we're just going to keep this thing pumping.
Who did you guys where were you last year?
We lost to Titletown Titans in the regional championship. We were down. We missed it. Yeah. And then West Haven actually beat the Titletown last year. Yep. And then the year before we lost to Oviedo, who ended up winning it. The year before that, we lost to Oviedo. One score on the final play of the game twice as a younger team before we went single digits. So we've tasted it. We've been there.
So y'all was right teetering on the edge of getting out, and they kept falling a little short
every year.
Wow. So you guys have been around. Was this all of you guys' first time coaching down at Pop Warner Nationals?
Yeah,
Nationals. Yeah,
it's our first time in program history that we've had a team qualify for Nationals.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
How many
31 years?
How many programs in Naples? Is it just you guys, or
there's six in a 20-mile radius? That's what makes it so hard to get there.
Wow.
And same thing with Lee County, like Fort Myers.
Your guys' 20-mile radius is just like ours, except ours could be 6 towns. Y'all just exactly. One county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ours is just Collier. Right. So Fort Myers and Collier are 30 minutes apart. Lee County has how many teams? I'd say 7 or 8. We have 6 in Collier, and we're 30 minutes apart. So, I mean, the reality is if we say it all the time, you know, if Collier County was to come together and make one team, we would probably compete at the national level every single year at every age group. But it's a big county.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right, so tell me your biggest takeaway from getting through and winning the national title game? Where did y'all stay? Like, because people always wondering, where is the Florida teams when you go to nationals? Like, did you put them up and keep them away from everybody and they couldn't talk to nobody?
That's the hardest part of our week. We had 25 13-year-olds in the Airbnb with just us as chaperones. That's the hardest part of the week. You got 13-year-old crazy kids. I love our kids; they're great kids, but 13-year-olds, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's tough.
You got to feed them. I mean, we were feeding them. We were making sure they showered. We did laundry, we did laundry. We had the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life. What was it?
17 foot.
17 feet long. So watching film was definitely a priority for us. We felt like we were on the field on that TV watching it. But no, we kept our kids all together. I mean, the thing about our team is we're family. It's not just, a lot of people say that, but these kids have played football together for 4 years. They played youth basketball. They do youth wrestling together. They have done every type of competition there is to man together. It's a family. So we were together the whole time.
So what's going on? Y'all, what's happening next? What's next for this?
Well, I mean, you're gonna laugh, man.
You're gonna think it's funny.
So, like, talk to me. What's going on?
Just so you get a little.
Everybody in the nation, please listen, because you're gonna have to deal with these guys. So let's find out where they're going.
You're gonna have to deal with us at 6U. We're all going down to 6U. Yeah,
6U. Wow.
We got. Hey,
love it. Hey, my 6U team was undefeated, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm lucky I wasn't at 6U this year because I would have flew in. My team had dogs this year.
Our team
were
undefeated.
Hey, you give us a year or two to build them trenches up. We'll be back.
So would you say, and I believe this, but I'm going to ask you guys because I hear you talking about trenches. Line play to me was the biggest difference in all of the teams I saw that won the national title.
Always is.
They had the best offensive line and defensive alignment, and even when they couldn't get in the backfield, they controlled the line. They stood their ground. Yep. So there was really nowhere to go. And from what me watching, I heard one of you guys say we had the best offensive line all year, and y'all you said that, right? Y'all took pride in that. So, who's the offensive line coach, or is it like this? Oh, you are okay. Like, so that's why you said that statement. So, that counter play out the shotgun. You want to inbox me? I kind of want to try to.
Oh man, hey, we got the gap scheme formula, man. It's only power. We only ran 2 plays. It was power and counter.
I know.
What's crazy is we do have
all day.
We have 15 different run plays.
Man, we played a team last year, Pinellas Park, and I kid you not, from a run schematics point of view, we ran, I think it was 14 or 15 different run schemes. And the Pinellas Panthers coach, I know he always watches. Shout out to Coach Mike. He'll tell you, man, we bring it in the run game. Like we have, not for nothing, we all coach high school football. We all coached together last year. We were one of the first programs that beat Naples High School, who's a perennial powerhouse down here. I mean, we've been in big games together. And our football IQ, I say it all the time when you come into nationals and you have 48 hours to watch film, to game plan, to put the game plan in, to make sure your kids understand these are our alignments this week. We have 6 guys in that Airbnb that their football IQ is higher than most of your ordinary people. So I gave us the advantage to that. I mean, nobody knows it, but we played 3 games and we were in 3 different alignments defensively every single game. We were cover 0 the whole tournament.
So that was a question. After, I'm assuming you watched West Haven first 2 games.
I've been watching for a year.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So you knew number 4 was pretty tough to deal with.
Oh, we knew 100%. That's why we put a kid on him who was 6'2". We said, play deep. And as long as you don't get beat more than we score, we're going to win this game.
Right.
And that kid don't even play DB.
You guys did play cover 0. And I had a coach up there like, yo, there's still, after he caught it, y'all came right back and cover 0. Like, look, we still believe. I was surprised that you guys did it because you guys were obviously, look, the game was not really a threat of control. I think it was like 21 zip at the time that he might have caught that, or 22 zip.
It was 16-6 after he caught the first one. We were still up
after he caught the first one, 16-6.
Yeah.
You guys came back, and when they got the ball, you guys went right back to 0 coverage.
Again, I think it goes back to, we talked about this so many times. We've seen coaches change who they are when they get to this point in the tournament, and we have prided ourselves on getting home up front. We're going to get home. We're going to tackle the ball carrier. We're going to relentlessly pursue to the football, and we're going to get home. Our defensive line is going to get home. And we didn't change it. We played cover 0, said stay deep. 4 is going to get his. It just can't be enough to beat us. And that was the game plan.
Okay. So That's what. So you guys are going down to 6U. It was the first time you guys made it out. We got time. I like this. All right. So I got more questions. So let me call up the bracket because I got questions on your other opponents. 13U.
Bro, the second opponent, I told you when I walked to the half, it was 34-0. There was nothing to talk about in the second game. When I went,
it was Plainfield.
Plainfield.
Yeah.
When I walked over there, I walked right back to the stadium. Like, ain't nothing to watch over there.
So I have a question for you guys. You lost 2 games during the season, I heard.
We lost 4.
4 games during. Talk to me about it. Who did you lose to?
Well, we lost to Venice, who lost to West Chase in the region. Venice is a very good program. You know, Venice actually is part of the reason. Yeah, they're part of the reason that we're here because we had a couple new pieces up front right away in the season, and I'm not gonna lie to you, we played the hardest schedule we could possibly give ourselves. We traveled to West Palm Beach twice. We played the Palm Beach Gators in the regular season, the West Palm Beach Rams. We played Venice 3 times. I mean, we ducked zero smoke. We played the toughest schedule we could possibly play. We knew what the goal was, and we knew in order to attain that, we had to test ourselves week in and week out. So we played Venice, and we played them in 3 dog fights. And
y'all played them 3 times?
3 times. We lost by 2. We lost by 6, and I think the last one was like 8-21. We threw the ball too much, Phil. We threw the ball too much.
7 picks.
Right. Run the ball, man.
Yeah.
Trust the guy behind you. Run the ball. So y'all didn't play West Chase though, because everybody was wondering, did y'all play West Chase?
No, we actually went up to Tampa to play East Manatee while West Chase was up there playing another person from our conference in Cape Junior, and we watched them. And us as coaches, we looked at the film like, man, we beat the East Manatee team pretty good that we played, and we were like, man, we should have been on that field playing those guys because that's a football team right there.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest. That's what I wanted to see.
Oh, man, listen, the West Chase 13U coach,
you guys, because it's almost the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
They spread it out and try to pass. You guys spread it out, and you dig right up the middle.
Hey, and everybody knows it, man. We're at halftime at West Haven. My mom is messaging me from Facebook Messenger saying, you got to protect the pass. You got to protect the pass. West Chase definitely – and shout out to Coach Chuck, man. He does a great job. He actually helped us with a lot of, knowledge coming into nationals on how to approach, how to do this, how to prep for film, how to get a hold of some extra film besides Flow Sports. So, man, there's nothing but respect for West Chase. We would have loved the opportunity to play them.
Jamie Frazier from Venice says, thanks for the shout out. And that's why he played you guys so much, to make sure both teams got better. So
yeah, Venice is a great program, man. You see their 10U was up there. I mean, their 13U, God given, they could have been up there just as well as West Chase was, man. They just tough region.
Yeah, no, listen, I clearly you guys, when I heard you guys lost 4 games, I'm like, wait a minute. You guys would probably have won New England region unscathed, and you lost 4. Who was the 4th game to? 3 from Venice. Who was the other?
We lost to the Palm Beach Gators in the regular season.
Oh, listen, it's funny. That team beat West Haven when they were all at 10U.
Yeah. So we actually, that's a funny game because we were up 11 in the 4th quarter, and then some weird NPR situation happened. The game got stopped for about 35 minutes, and then we didn't do a good job responding. But it was good because now we had been in that situation. Our first game at Nationals, the lights got cut off for about 15 minutes. So we're standing there waiting at halftime for the lights to come back on, but we're talking to our boys we've been here before. This is nothing new to us. So, yeah, we played Palm Beach, and then we ended up catching them in the first round of the region, and we avenged that one. So
y'all actually beat them, because
second go around
bad, right?
We beat them pretty decent. Yeah, it was 30-6 or
30-12,
12, something like that.
It's funny because one of the West Haven coaches, I kept writing. I said, "Yo, listen, Palm Beach Gardens is back." He was like, "What?" Because they beat West Haven handedly at 10U. They beat them. They put up 30 points in the first half, and when West Haven, we were talking, and I was telling the coach, Titletown is gone, Maple Heights is gone. Right, yeah. I had got word that both of those programs was gone. Then you start strategizing who's out there. Like you said, you've been watching them for a year.
Yeah.
Then when y'all saw the score and when you guys beat them, I hit them up. I said, "Yo, this Naples team just put Palm Beach on the clock, bro. You got a problem out here." He was like, "What?" I said, "They just beat the Palm Beach team. They put up 30 points." And he was like, "Oh my." And then, obviously he started doing what he was doing after that, because I kind of started looking all over the place for all the teams
Right. Yeah, we're the same way. We obsess over it, man. We watch it. We knew when we found out Titletown went middle school, because I've been watching that cat Lamar that played quarterback for them last year. That
quarterback was crazy.
He was unbelievable. So when we found out him and number 5 didn't come back for Titletown, we're like, oh, smokes, we got a shot.
Yeah.
We got a shot, and we knew. So
was that the Palm Beach Gardens? Was that the same team from 10U?
So that's what they said.
Primarily it was. I know the running back they had went to like St. Martin, but they had this kid number 10, and his last name's Scott. Kid was unbelievable talent. I mean, he was one of the fastest kids I've seen.
Best player we've
seen.
Yeah,
as far as 13, there's 2 kids that we saw from Palm Beach was one of them, and then the Pinellas Park kid, Ryder Ho, 2 of the fastest, smoothest football players we've ever seen. That I mean, we lost sleep game planning for those guys. But they were legit. They were as advertised. They were huge. They were fast. Schematically, they were sound. I mean, they made us go to work. They made us coach.
Right. Yeah. No. Listen. They were back. Well, I was at the game when I saw them play, and I was just kind of like, "This is not fair. Like, this team is crazy." So I was just wondering if that was the same team. All right. So you guys wanted that? You going down to 6U? So talk to me. You don't know who? Look. Can I ask you guys a real question? A real question.
Shoot.
Off the record, on the record, tell me how much you could tell me question. Are these the kids that walked on your field August 1st and said, I want to play? Or did you have an idea of who you wanted and you registered them? In New England, we always ask these questions.
When is summer?
No, we started.
Our kids started last summer. We started in the off season in the sand pit.
End of May.
Okay.
We do signups. We do signups early. So, we do, and we're different, right? Because we do camps in the off season where it's off season training, because all of us are high school coaches. So we believe in these kids that if you're willing to put in the work over the summer, this is something you're going to do in the future. So, I mean, we've had our team together, a core of our team. I think we had 14 or 15 of those kids for 4 years straight. And then like number 9 came on this year, Jokeland. He played on a rival team. And number 8, the big 6'2" kid that was trying to cover King. They were 2 new additions. Number 50, the big left tackle, and 80, the other big kid. They were brand new. They had never played football. They had siblings in the organization and came walking up to signups one day, and we're like,
you said they never played the game before?
Never played the game before.
Wow. Okay.
We are about as homegrown as you can get for an organization. We started.
So those kids predominantly are from your
100%. 100%.
I because I did speak to a coach. I won't tell y'all who it was. But I spoke to a coach that won a national title game that said to me, there's only like 5 kids from my town, and everybody else drives about an hour and 2 hours away.
Oh no, we got boundaries.
Yeah, we got boundaries. We can't
only do Collier County.
You got to live in your county to play in it.
Oh, that's how your league does?
Yeah.
We actually lost one of our kids we've had for 3 years.
Yeah, starting inside linebacker.
He moved to Lee County, so we had to cut him off our roster because he's.
So what about waivers? They can't waive them to you?
Nope, no waivers. Nope, nothing. We actually
hey, New England, listen to that. No waivers for Naples. You play where you live. Tito, you always advocating that. You play where you live.
Cleans
no
waivers.
So we can't say that they were all. So you guys were not an all-star team. That was a homegrown team in your own backyard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy to hear that you guys don't do waivers, because that's a big argument up here is you got waivers, but the way we at, if Naples want more than 9 waivers, your 10th one pushes you to Division 1.
Yeah, no. We play where we live.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So 6U, you don't know what you're going to get, man. Y'all sure
what we're going to get is some kids that we're going to turn into linemen. We're going to run power. We're going to shotgun snap, and we're going to run power right, power left. And on defense, we're going to 11 hats to the football every single play.
Oh, y'all plan is to move all the way up with that group? So y'all going to go down?
We have a nephew. We have a nephew that's 5. They actually won the Peace River Conference this year. So he's going into his 6-year-old season. So we're going to go down and
take over that
our next project. Our next goals now is going to be getting the Nationals back to back. But we are going Division 1, so that's a whole new set of goals and things we want to get done and get after. But I promise you we'll be the best 6U coaching staff. I promise you that.
Listen, if my 6U come back, we got to schedule a game.
Oh, I'm here.
We got to schedule a game
midway.
We can fly in midway and play. My 6U is dogs. I'm telling you, these little 5 to 6-year-old kids. So let me ask you this. So you said you had 6 teams in Naples.
Yeah.
And you get – so the team, your team versus the other team, y'all have boundaries within Naples?
Yeah. No. The boundaries in Collier. They can play for any team in Collier. They got to get
So they can choose which one of y'all they play for.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
our conference has 3 counties in it.
Yep.
So each county can have, so there's like 6 teams in one, 8 teams in one, 5 teams in one. They gotta stay within that county for one of those 6 teams.
Got you. Okay.
Well, they got to play for their hometown. They can't. A Lee County kid can't go play for y'all in Naples.
No.
We've had
Right.
That's what I said. One of our kids moved to Lee County. We had to cut him.
But Lee County's the same way. They got like 6 or 7 teams in it, real small. That's another county that is super talented. I mean, you saw it with the Firecats. Best player got hurt, and they're still playing in the championship game with a chance to go.
What's Lee County? Who makes up Lee County? That's Fort
Myers,
Cape
Coral. Yeah, the Cape Junior team that played
lost.
MOT. They're Lee County, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Dunbar.
Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons that were up there, they were from Lee County.
Yeah.
Lee County's super talented. There's a lot of talent that comes out of Lee County.
Hey, listen, man. I thank y'all for coming on. I look forward to seeing y'all. 3 years? Y'all be back at 9U. So I'm expecting to see y'all coming back down here at 9U. I was at 9U this year. We made it to Florida. I went down there thinking I just wanted to have fun. No clue we were going to end up down at Nationals, bro. It was like you guys. I just want to go down there and have fun. We became good. So when you get to 9U, trust me, plan on it. Because I didn't plan on it. I was like, I'm tired of 14U. Let me go down to 9U with the little kids and have fun. And before you know it, I was planning another Florida trip. So anyway, thank you very much for coming on the show. Again, congratulations. I never won a national championship. I am trying. One day I'm going to get it. I don't know how I feel, but I saw it on your face after you guys won. I have an idea how I feel. So anyway, congratulations, fellas. And we'll
appreciate it, coaches.
Yeah. Good job, fellas.
See you, coaches. Have a good one.
Hey, take it easy. Yeah. Hey, we're going to welcome on West Chase president, Tito, and the 13U head coach. Am I right about that, coach?
That's right.
Oh, congratulations. Hey, listen.
He's not on yet.
He's on. I see him. You don't see him?
There he is.
All right. Hey, how you doing, coach?
I see him now.
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well. So I have a question for you. And I've been wanting to ask this question as a president. You guys won a national championship at 12 and 13U. Give me the secret sauce as a president. What am I doing? Give me the sauce. I'm all ears. I'm not like most people. I will take the advice and implement it in our program right now.
Well, the secret is the coaches and volunteers. We got a great board and a bunch of great coaches. We got a number of coaches that aren't dads. I think that goes a long way. And then we're tied into a lot of the local high schools here. A lot of my coaches coach high school along with coaching for the Colts. And in our conference, like our local conference, does a really good job of training. They put an emphasis on that, and I can't say enough about it.
Real quick, training coaches?
Yes.
Oh, so your conference trains the coaches?
Yeah, we do, like the Colts in-house, we do our own coaches clinic. So we bring in high school and college coaches to coach our coaches, but then our conference does a great job of doing that too.
Got you.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. So anyway, 13U head coach. Last year, were you the 12U head coach?
No, I've been the 13U head coach for the last 3 years. Before that, I was the Pee Wee coach and then JV. So my coaching staff kind of stays at this age level. Yeah. So we've been to nationals last 5 out of 6 years. And we lost the last 2. We lost to Junior Celtics last year. Yep. Year before that, we lost to Richmond. Year before that, we won the national championship.
Cool. And so that's interesting. So basically, have your coaches been moving up to 12 and kind of leaving them off to you? Or you guys stay in the same spot and pass off the kids?
So the core of my coaches on the 13U have been together and stayed together, not with the same group of kids each year. So we don't move. Now, we let the coaches kind of move around when they're younger, but when they get older, we kind of like to have them have something new, but especially before they go to high school. We want them to experience what we try to run practices in all of our activities just like they will be when they get to high school, when they get to 12 and 13.
Yeah, it's always a struggle. My program, we moved the last 2 years. I'm not particularly fond of coaches moving with kids because they start to use terms like my kids, and it is not your kids, right? It's football players in which we're coaching. So you have been in the national title game the last 3 years. You lost 2, and you were back on the 3rd year.
Yeah, so we've been in their last 4. We won the first one, won the last one, lost the 2 in the middle.
Lost the 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
What was there after losing back to back, after winning, then losing back to back? Was it something that you said you were going to do different, or anything, or it was the same pedigree? You just happened to lose though, because the Junior Celtics was really, really talented last year. I
Oh yeah,
watched that
and,
game.
and
Like they
you
were
guys
crazy.
know, but you guys know this. Like the draw is what makes or breaks you. Now,
True.
there's no way. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like we couldn't have beat the Junior Celtics no matter what would have happened. But playing Oceanside round one last year, playing
Yeah.
Marsh Creek round two,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then playing. I mean, so they beat the hell out of us. But I mean, that wasn't indicative of what the score could have been. We could have played closer. My coaches asked me at halftime, "Hey, you want me to try to keep it close, to hold the ball?" I was like, "No, man, just let's try to score." You know what I mean? When you're in that situation. But no, the process is the process. We do the same thing year after year, and it is what it is. We just were outmanned last year, and the year before with Richmond, the same deal.
Yep.
And
saw
I'm
that.
not gonna lie to you. If you look around this year, like if you look at our 13U team this year, we have 10 to 12 NPR players.
Wow.
Not a lot of the teams that are in there have that, and not a lot of teams that are in any of the games had NPR players. And I mean, Hartford did on 12U, but we take pride in that. We want those kids to get better, as an organization, and we don't turn anybody away. But it is what it is. The process is the same. We believe in what we do down here, and this year was just our year. We had, the quarterback makes a difference. We've been each of the last 3 years. We had a great quarterback. Aiden this year was unbelievable, and he's the one that leads the way.
That's your quarterback?
Yeah, Aiden Alexander.
That kid was I see a lot of people in the comments talking about him. He was he on your program last year?
No, he was with a team that was not in our league, not in Pop Warner.
Okay.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. And then him and our in that running back, Bakari Pierce, Bam, 22, same deal there.
22 was crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah, you just can't bring the guy down.
I do want to say thank you.
He's another one that was built different. The body structure was just for a 13-year-old kid. He was built like a grown man. Number 22.
I can't explain to you what a great child he is. Young man he is. He is the team. A team leader. Just a pleasure to coach every time. Always smiling. Every adult that he's come in contact with, high school coaches, scouts, people, other coaches, other teams, just are so impressed with him. I can't say enough about him. And speaking of that, on Aiden, the first time I met him, he walked up, shook my hand like Lou Ferrigno, man, like a grown man. You know what I mean? Looked you right in the eyes, and like this is the guy who's gonna be a leader of men right here.
Yep.
So
22 was good at linebacker too. He was very good on
yeah.
the defensive side of the ball as well. He
Football
was
player, buddy.
Yeah, he was impressive on both sides of the ball.
So I want to say thank you because you did make a donation to a program in our league. That's the Bloomfield program.
Yes, sir.
I want to say thank you for that. So, are you staying? 13.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean,
you ain't going nowhere, right?
I'm not going nowhere. I'm here. I love the Colts. I think I'm gonna have, I'm gonna try to have a bigger, influence on our conference. And I can't say enough. And I said it earlier when we started about our conference. And you talk about our 12U team, and nothing against Hartford. You guys have a great program. But the best team our 12U played all year was the Fishhawk Spartans. That's in our conference.
Right.
And I think that goes to how much better our conference, FYD, is getting each year here in our region. Like our 13U, I mean, Oceanside was unbelievable, but Ocoee was really good. You know what I mean? And Venice was really good. And those teams, you come out of the Southeast region in 13U, you go through, usually you have to go through Richmond, or you have to go through somebody from Treasure Coast, and then you go through Venice, and then Ocoee. I mean, those teams and those programs, they get you ready for nationals.
Listen, I don't think there's anybody in the nation that's gonna that's gonna say that the Southeast region is by far the hardest region, right? Like when we're watching, and I'll speak for myself in case people don't want to admit it, but when you're watching the selection show, most people are hoping, I don't need the Southeast region right off the bat. Give me a rest.
The luck
I'll see them in the championship.
The luck of the draw in the first game is everything in these tournaments. Who you draw in the first game is everything.
Because you get beat up. Well, first of all, I was damn sure rooting not to have Oceanside round one this year.
Right.
So I got lucky there. But last year, I mean, like we got, we get to get Oceanside last year. First game, 9:30 in the morning, them coming from California. That's lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it was a hell of a game. They beat the hell out of us physically. We won the game, but I don't think we won the war. You know what I mean? So
it's funny. Like my 12U, we had to play 3 Florida teams.
Oh.
And it like, you know, first it was Apopka, then it was Fort Myers, then we ran up against you guys. And I was like, damn, you know, we say in New England, we don't want to have to get through Florida. And we had to try to get through 3 Florida teams, that's almost like, it's almost undoable. I don't know if anybody ever played 3 Florida teams. And so that was a tough draw. So do you guys have boundaries like Naples was saying, like kids, because our league don't, but Naples league seem to.
So our league has small boundaries, so it's really your neighborhood. So if you live in West Chase, which is a really small area, then you can't play for Lutz. You know, and Lutz is a small area. So most of the city, well, actually, there is no team besides the South Tampa Titans in the city of Tampa. So all of the city of Tampa is open except for South Tampa. Okay. So you can really go play where you want.
So there's no more Tampa Jags? There used to be a Tampa Jags at one point.
I think
there's Tampa Jags, and Tampa Jags have a great program, but that's a Florida elite team. They're not in. They're not in Pop Warner.
Pop Warner, I got you.
Yeah,
so talk to me, Coach. What keeps you guys in Pop Warner? Because I hear all of this Florida elite talk and teams that go there. I'm a Pop Warner guy. I kind of like Pop Warner, but I'm just wondering.
Well, we came to Pop Warner 2017, and it's the best decision we made. I love the structure. I love that, you know, I know it's a pain in the butt with the paperwork and the scholastics, but at least I know at the end of the day that everybody's having to do all the stuff I'm doing. You know, they're all having to jump through those hoops. Some of the other leagues, I'm just not sure of it. You know, you know, you go to some of these tournaments and you're like, man, there's no way. You know what I mean?
I know. We went to.
Listen, that's true. That is identical. My reasoning.
You don't know who you're playing.
Identically, the reason why I tell people people think I advocate for Pop Warner. I don't get paid by Pop Warner. I just advocate it because for me, the structure helps me keep everything I got going on in my program in line, right?
Yeah.
It's a process, and it's not really a great area. And when I go to play you, or when I go to play Oceanside, we all had to do the exact same thing. And I take comfort in that.
Yeah,
and knowing that we had to do that. All right, so West Chase 13U has won a national title. You guys been in 4 national championships in 4 years. Is that right?
5 of the last 6.
5 out of the last 6. And you have a 12U team that just won a national title. Right. Obviously, every kid may not come back, middle school, high school, etc. When do you guys start formulate? Like Naples said, they start in the summer, right? Start big registration. When do you start your registration process and looking at kids and saying, okay, let's start to put this pie together for another national championship run?
Well, so I'm right now just getting out of a board meeting, like it's an important one because we're planning 2025. And so what we do now is we open registration like with a minimal deposit for our returning families. Then we'll open it to the public, you know, with roster caps. That'll come out now, and that'll last. That'll start in January, and that'll last to March, and then we shut it down. And that's it.
Oh, wow. So you're usually full by March?
Most levels, yet.
Wow, that is impressive. Quick question: what's your roster caps?
25.
25.
But for me personally, right now I'm a little different. I go to 35. I like for practice. I want. It's so much easier to practice with 35 kids for me. I coach high school here too, and I just want to be able to practice. And then we really, besides 22, of course, we try to not play anybody both ways. You know, and it just if you start like that in the beginning of the season, we gave up a lot of points to start the season, and then as the season went on, we gave up less and less. And actually, during nationals, we gave up 0 points on defense. The Oceanside scored on a kick return, Creekside scored on a scoop and score. So we didn't give up any points in nationals on defense. So take a lot of pride in that, and I think the kids have a little more take a little more pride in it as well.
That is interesting. So I'm gonna be honest, 35 kids is a lot. It's tough.
Yeah, right.
But did you see his 35? The back 10 could have started on any team in New England, bro. I mean, did you
his back 10, not our back 10.
His back 10 could have started on any
team.
In Florida. His back 10 could have started on any team in New England, dude.
Did you have 35 on that 13U?
35.
Yeah, he had 35
that showed up.
He had 35. Yeah. And I was trying to figure out how he was getting in the game. I think I seen how he was doing it, and I ain't gonna put it out there. But I noticed a tendency of how he was getting them out the game early. That's why some of their plays, they were having some success on first down. And then second and third down, there was no goddamn chance. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Well, they had to start towards the end of the third quarter, they went on a nice drive against us. And, you know, that was for a good reason. So,
Right, because every first play you had them in there. I seen what was going on. I seen
Yeah.
that it's a logical way to get them out the game. I mean, I caught on to what was going on.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I mean, it's a logical way to get because they only need 6 plays at that level, if I'm correct.
Yeah, six plays. Right?
They only need 6. Yep.
How many coaches on your staff coach high school? I heard you say you coach high school. What role do you play in high school?
So I coach linebackers and assistant defensive coordinator here at Jesuit High School in Tampa, and then our assistant offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, coached at Clearwater Central Catholic, and then our wide receiver wide receiver / running back coaches at Jesuit as well, and then we have another guy that coached at Jefferson High School here. So 4 or 5 of them, and then my defensive back coach Jermaine Phillips, he played for the Buccaneers when they won the Super Bowl, played at Georgia, so he did a tremendous job. Can't say enough about him. And then I have our O-line coach Mike Salone. He coached O-line at Pinellas Park. And then Vince Bowers coached at Hillsborough with me too, as when I was at Hillsborough.
That's what's up. It seemed like you guys have a lot of high school knowledge. Cool. Now, do these kids usually go to your high school? Is it like, because in Hartford, I mean, we're a little different. There's like 12 high schools, so basically our youth program explodes at different places.
Yeah. We try to, we take pride, like I told our kids, like the thing I take the most pride in is when we can post on social media that our kids are doing well in high school and in college, and when they sign their Division I offers. So we take a lot of pride in that, but a lot of them go to private schools. A lot of them go to the neighborhood school here, Alonzo or Sickles, but most of them end up going to Calvary Christian, Jesuit High School, Berkeley Prep, Carrollwood Day School. That's where most of them end up at. And the coaches, our high school coaches know when they get a kid from the West Chase Colts that he understands how to play football. He understands the process. He understands, what's expected from him. He understands how to travel. We do those things with our kids and get our families ready for that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, listen, Coach. Congratulations. 5 out of 6 national title. Clearly, you guys are the standard. In Pop Warner, with what you got going on, program top to bottom, how you guys are rotating it, and how you have been in 5 out of 6 national title games. That's unique in itself. Some people never get there. For my instance, our 12U, that was the first time a Hartford team ever made it. Yet we've been to nationals the last 6-7 years. And so our hope is that we can kind of get up there. So I'll call you for a couple more private gyms off record.
Yeah, that's why I messaged you, the other day, is because, we knocked at the door the last 2 years, and I see what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing. So, but I appreciate you guys.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, Tito, let's keep the interviews going. We have the NEO flight. Mr. Frankie Walker himself. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, guys?
Chilling. Listen, I got to be honest with you. You guys were the biggest surprise of the tournament to me. I got to be honest. I don't know where y'all came from. Now, I will say Mr. Tim Webb out of Mid-America said, yo, this NEO flight team is really good. And I was saying, yeah, but you ain't see the Firecats all over YouTube. Like, I am not listening to that. And even when you guys played New Haven out the gate, I was like, they're good. New Haven came with 31. They won't make the set. Like, me, I was a non-believer. So I had to get forced into believing. So are you surprised?
Not at all. I mean, I think, let's be clear. Like, we're a young organization, man.
Yep. How long have you been around?
This is our second year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is our second year. We got two teams in our program. We got a 10U and 11U. So we're young, and I've kind of been doing my homework on a lot of the teams that we've seen that were coming down, you know what I mean? So when we seen it, and I looked across the region, I seen everything from everybody from Southeast, Southwest, everywhere else. And I looked at it and I did my homework, man. I felt good about our chances. I always felt like, no disrespect to nobody else, I felt like if we were placed on opposite sides of the bracket, it was going to be us and the Firecats. That's what I didn't see nothing that really changed that. I knew that Abington game was going to be good for them. I was on a podcast when you made your pick for New Haven. I get it. I
had to go for the home team.
Listen, I understood it. When I seen it, I said, you know what? They from the crib, so I respect that. And I just was like, you know what? Nobody really has seen us play outside of Ohio because we didn't do a bunch of travel. We played some really good teams earlier in the year from that was on the national scene. But I I wasn't really surprised how we played, man. We came down that first game. You got to think we were the first. Our regionals was like November 6th or something super early, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
we were done for like a month until we played.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of had to shake the rust off, and then like it's cold, so we kind of missing days. We're getting indoors sometimes. So I knew we were gonna kind of come out a little sluggish, and then like I don't know if a lot of people notice or realize we're up 26-0. We score, go up 27, and on that play, our quarterback goes down. Our starting quarterback goes down that play. He never plays again the rest of the time down there.
Oh, word.
Yeah, our starting quarterback, he got hurt that game. So he had an AC.
Now, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew there was something different from the first time I seen him. The second time. I mean, what wasn't different was number one. We all seen number one. That wasn't different. You know?
He's a talent. Yeah, no, definitely. And the sad part about it was not only did our quarterback go down, his pops is the OC for us.
Oh,
so
wow.
they weren't able to finish the tournament actually. So we had to kind of really shift gears. We put a kid in at quarterback who, honestly, he hasn't played quarterback since 8U. So he kind of stepped in there seamlessly. And if you didn't really know, you wouldn't know this kid never played quarterback before. And if you didn't know no better, like you wouldn't notice that I never called plays until then. So I didn't call plays until the championship game.
Oh, wow. Okay. So did they have to take off and go?
Yeah, they had to take off. So it left us in a situation where I always did the defense, he always did the offense, and he had to take off. So we had to step in as a staff and kind of.
Wow, that makes it more impressive. Like,
it was tough. It was tough. So I knew we had we had pieces. Obviously, everybody's talking about our guy Antonio Williams, number 1. He was the highlight guy. Obviously, number 8, Dax Parsons.
8 was a dog.
Our big boy up front, Trevor Wilson, was a monster, 33. But all around, I thought we played really good. I thought they handled it well. And, for a first time traveling anywhere with these kids like that far and really getting it done, I was proud of them.
So let me ask you, NEO Wolfpack, what does NEO stand for?
So NEO stands for Northeast Ohio. So
is the NEO Wolfpack part of your program?
No. So we're based out of like Akron.
Okay.
Wolfpack is based out of Cleveland. So
all right, so y'all not even the same. Y'all just got the NEO part together.
Yep, just the NEO part together. Yep. So we're two totally separate programs in different leagues and everything. Are
you the president of NEO Flight?
I am.
You are. Where did you go? And you just started in Pop Warner last year.
This was our first year in Pop Warner. Last year we were in AYF. Yeah, we lost our state championship games again last year. Who ended up going to they lost in the finals last year. And then we played them again this year in the regular season. We actually beat them this year in the regular season, and then they ended up going back to Pop Warner finals again, and lost in the finals, unfortunately. But yeah, we were in AYF last year.
Somebody just asked the question. I see the Cleveland Cavaliers. They said they heard LeBron is one of your sponsors. Is that true?
You lost it.
Yeah, I think that's his camera.
His battery died.
Frank, you there?
I see the squares there, but it went blank.
Yeah, nah, he not. That's okay. We'll come back to Frank. Right now, Tito.
So we had that confused. We thought the Wolfpack was part of them. So there's a couple NEO. Yeah. So you can't assume
Northeast Ohio, yeah. Northeast Ohio.
I knew they told us that last week while we was out there. There was no NEO stands for Northeast Ohio.
He said NEO plays teams like Gennelly. He just said he played Gennelly.
Right. Well, we do know. So before people start saying how they doing that, bro, everywhere outside of New England is cross playing in their states.
Most
of them are playing regular season schedules, whether you're AYF.
All right. Can you hear me now, guys?
Florida.
Yeah, we hear you.
Most teams are cross playing everywhere but in New England. So it's not as uncommon as you guys think.
1 second.
Hey, so quick question. I see the Cleveland Cavaliers. Somebody said that LeBron was one of your sponsors. Is that true?
He dropped again.
We'll have to get back to him. We got a couple more. Let's bring on first the Richmond Fast Break. Coach T, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on?
Back-to-back national champions?
Back-to-back.
I tell you, I chose you guys, and the general didn't choose you guys. He thought that that you guys would falter? I had saw you the year before. Are you going to 11U? First question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna be moving to 11U.
11U. All right. So you beat Venice, who I thought I knew would be a tough opponent. 12-7. Let me ask you something. This Merritt team, is that right? Y'all beat them 7-2?
Yeah, we beat them 7-2. We actually gave up a safety on purpose at the end of the game. But yeah, it was 7-2.
7-2. And then you guys beat Portsmouth 19-0. Okay. So back-to-back national title games. Did you approach it the same way? What was your mindset going into this national championship game versus last year?
The first one, I didn't really know what to expect with us just being our first time down there. But the second time, I can't say I came into it the same way. I feel like I was a little bit more confident. It was kind of confusing because I thought that we would have a little bit more of a bullseye, but it seemed like the Venice team had kind of more of the bullseye. So we kind of flew under the radar again, which I was cool with because I knew what we had to offer. I knew what we had in the tank. So I was cool with that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Richmond is Richmond Heights. What part of Ohio are you guys from?
So we from Cleveland as well. We're actually closer to that Wolfpack team I was talking about. We probably 5 minutes down the road from them.
Are y'all in the same league?
Yeah, so we played Flight 10U in the regular season, for our state championship, and we're in the same league as Wolfpack and stuff like that. Pot Warner isn't as big as in Cleveland. It's growing, but it's not as big. So somewhat like you guys were talking about, some of our regular season is crossover games with AYF and stuff like that. But we are in the same Pot Warner league.
Y'all are in the same league. Okay, cool. So what about waiver process? Kids can play for y'all, don't matter where they from, right?
Yeah, most of my team, 90% of my team, lives within 15 minutes of our practice field. But yeah, kids can play for whoever. There's no really true waiver process here.
Oh, that's what's up. So y'all don't have a waiver process.
Yeah.
So do y'all play any of Wolfpack, any of Flight, both of them, or just the Flight?
Wolfpack doesn't have our age group, but yeah,
Okay.
We play Wolfpack though. I mean, I'm sorry, we play Flight though.
Y'all play Flight.
Yeah.
Okay. He said he had a 10U team though.
Yeah, he got a 10 and 11. We played the 10.
He said they played the 10 in the state championship.
Yeah, we played them in the state championship.
Oh, y'all did. So they must have had a decent team at that level as well.
Yeah, they only had 2 age groups, but they got 2 solid ages.
Yeah. So how long has Richmond Heights been around?
Richmond Heights been around for a while. I played for Richmond Heights growing up.
Oh, okay.
When I was 7 years old, I started playing for Richmond Heights. So Richmond Heights been around for 20 plus years. Kind of new to the national scene, but they've been around for years.
Are you guys, were you in AYF and came to Pop Warner a couple years ago, or were you always in Pop Warner?
Yeah. So when I played, we were in Pop Warner years ago, and then we were AYF for a couple years, and then these last 2 years we came back to Pop Warner.
Oh, okay. You like it?
Yeah, Pop Warner's dope. Our program director, actually, our league president, he's actually the state director of Ohio, so he's trying to pump it up and kind of get it more going. I think in these next couple of years, Ohio gonna have a way bigger representation in Pop Warner. I feel like it's on the come up.
Well, let me say this: that
we know you guys are a hotbed for talent. Everybody knows.
Championships. Yeah. You guys are definitely one of the, like Tito said, the hotbeds for natties. I mean, I think it was Florida and Ohio. Did anybody went outside? I think that was it, right? Florida and Ohio.
Indiana won. Indiana got one. Jersey
Indiana,
got one.
Mid-America too.
Right.
Indiana, Mid-America. I meant Mid-America as a region. Their region in Florida, I think, won all the national title games, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. All right, so talk to me. Were you the head coach last year?
Yeah.
And so you got any kids on the team?
No, I don't got no kids on the team.
You coach high school or you just coach youth?
No, I don't coach high school. I'm 23 years old. So.
Oh, all right. Oh, you young and winning the natties back to back. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And you're playing and you're coaching for the program you played in. I think that's dope. Because I actually got kids. I'm old now, but I got kids. I say kids. I got coaches in my program that I coached when they were in Pop Warner. That's crazy. That's how
a circle for you.
Yeah. So it's good to see them coaching. So I think it's cool. Damn, 23 and you won 2 back-to-back national title games. Let me ask you something. Your running back, did you know these kids? Like, did you just say, hey, coach, give me a team, and that was the team they gave you? Or did you go out into the community like, yo, you get over here. I know you know how to play. Get over here. Like, how did that come together? Because that's the luck of the draw. You're 23 years old with 2 national titles. I just had Coach Rick retiring. He'd been in 4 and didn't win 1, right? So that's lucky. Trust me, brother.
Yeah, no, I think I did look up years ago. My very first year of coaching, when these same kids were 6 years old, I had got them, and we were actually 6U wasn't a big thing in the area, so we were playing 7U, and they were playing up the entire year, and they took their lunch, but I seen something in them. So when we came back as a 7U, and they actually got to play their true age group, I seen like they were really talented, and then like throughout the years at 8, and then at 9U, we added a piece or two. Just different people that just seen the talent and seen the coaching that we were providing the kids, and they kind of joined on. But a majority of my team I had since they were babies.
Wow, one thing I noticed, Tito, so far is a lot of people started at 6U with their teams, and they coached them up throughout the years, and then when they hit that 9, 10, 11, 12 age, that's when you start seeing them click. Well, yo, Coach T, listen, I appreciate you for coming on, brother. I think it's dope. I think you might be the youngest. We got to do some investigating. You might be the youngest national champion head coach in Pop Warner history, brother. You might have made history with that. Maybe we should ask. I'm going to ask Clarence and them to draw the numbers. That might be historic. A 23-year-old back-to-back national champion as a head coach. That might be the youngest head coach to ever do it.
But his whole staff was young. I was watching them. You guys are all about the same age, right?
Around your age?
Your whole staff is young.
I'm the youngest, but it's nobody on my staff that's over like 31, 32. They are pretty young.
They were another one. They were completely uniform. Sneakers, shirts, shorts. They were completely
all the same sneakers.
Yeah. We had to come out there clean.
Yeah. I respect that. I respect it. Hey, Coach T, we're gonna be watching you, and I don't know, man. Maybe we got to try to set up a game. I don't know. We come to Ohio, y'all come to Hartford. We got to make it work.
Yeah, we can make it work. I also got a group of 6U. I see you keep talking about these 6U kids. I got a group of 6U kids too.
Hey, listen, we got to do it. I tell you, they need to bring 6U to nationals. My boys would have been down there balling out.
No, for sure. I got some kids at 6U. I call junior fast break. I feel like they
for real
be on the up and up too. Yeah, they coming soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's gonna jump to 8 this year, so they're gonna play up.
Okay.
2 years, so they'll be at 8, at 7, and 8 because we don't really do 7U in our league.
Okay.
But they'll hopefully 8U's going to Florida. So this up and coming year, hopefully Pop want to bring 8U down. I think it's time that 8U start going down to nationals. We got field space and room and all that. I think they should do it. But anyway, man, look, thanks a lot for coming on, brother. I appreciate it, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, no doubt. Y'all boys
Hey,
take it easy. Hey, Tito, let's finish up with Frankie real quick. Then we're going to jump to Coach Myers. Yo, Frank, I was trying to ask you, they said that LeBron James was one of your sponsors. Is that true?
Correct. So
he is. Wow.
Yeah. So he was a big reason why this all came about. Like, him and I, obviously we grew up together, slept in the same beds together, all that stuff. So we super
close.
Word.
Okay. That's dope.
So we always that's how we met. We met when we were 7 years old playing football. And we always wanted to start a youth football organization. And he was like, yo, his kids wasn't going to play. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to start it. And he was like, well, if you start it, I'm going to back it. You know what I mean? We're going to make it happen. So when I got the nod from him, we was already planning for a different organization. So I just kind of told everybody I was out. And to my surprise, the whole team left with me. So we did that. We started flight and we was off and rolling, man.
Oh, cool. So that's basically like the LeBron program, co-programming. Listen, you about to get a lot of kids. You don't put that out there. You about to get the whole city of Cleveland. You better open up registration early.
Trust me, they
out of Akron. They out of Akron.
About 30 minutes from Cleveland. So
that's how you gonna have Cleveland driving over there soon.
Yeah. We get a lot of attention from Cleveland, man. Most of the teams in our league, honestly, is from Cleveland. Because like Coach T said, like we don't have a bunch of Pop Warner teams, so we got to play crossover games. Yep. So a lot of our teams in our league is from Cleveland for real.
That's what's up. Hey, so I'm assuming you're going to 12U.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's basically like the LeBron program, co-programming. Listen, you about to get a lot of kids. You don't put that out there. You better open up registration early. You got to have
Yes, sir. We're gonna go to 12U.
Your 10U gonna go to 11. Are you
Yeah.
planning on
Yeah.
expanding down at the lower levels?
Yeah, we're gonna add another team this year. I mean, next year for sure. We tossed the idea around of doing 3 teams last year, but it just didn't work out at the time. So next year we're gonna probably try to add something to it. We obviously winning this is a big deal for us, so we get a lot of attention. A lot of people want to join, and I mean, I think we do a good job as far as keeping it about them. We go all out for the kids. Everybody around here kind of know us for our uniforms and all of the glitz and glamour, but we prove that it's more than just uniforms and sneakers and helmets.
You got a great donor, so it doesn't shock me.
That don't hurt. That don't hurt. Yeah.
Hey, Frankie, listen, yo, shout out to you, the program. Listen, to start that thing up and already, how old are you, brother?
I'm 38, man. I'm 38.
Oh, okay. Listen, you 1 year started from a program and you already won a natty. I think that's a little disingenuous that I've been doing it so long, bro. I like this is not going to keep happening. I just want my one, and I'm out there. I just need one, bro.
Nah, man, trust me.
I'm coming. I gotta come for one.
We got to get you guys there. We're gonna do something next year. We're gonna do something around June.
Holla at me.
Yes, it's at the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame at the Hall of Fame in Canton. So we have a big thing. We would love to have people from everywhere come down.
Yeah. No, I got teams, bro. We'll try to put something together.
No doubt.
Your information. Hey, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good luck to you, brother.
All right, Mr. Myers, Larry Myers, 12U Hartford Hurricanes, first team in the program to make the national championship. Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So here's the question I want to ask you. Give me your biggest takeaway. What did you learn? Give gems to all the New England coaches. Well, not many New England coaches have ever made it. Definitely not at Division I, right? To a national championship game in Division I. And then, I mean, again, Florida is that should have eliminated you right there. So once we saw the bracket with two Florida teams with another one sitting on the opposite side, I don't think nobody thought when they saw Apopka, they was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I remember Tito saying, "Oh, that's a tough draw."
Yeah.
Like we know Apopka's a tough draw.
Yeah, it was.
What's your biggest takeaway from the experience before we get to the particulars?
Biggest takeaway, I mean, tough games. Every game is a tough game. I think the West Chase coach said it best. Those are 3 brutal games if you make to the championship. And you're playing high caliber teams, top 8 teams in the country. That wears on you. So if your team haven't been playing those type of games like that, it's easy to go the other way.
All right, so I mean, do you think having to play Florida that grind out, because those were dog, like Apopka was a dog, Fort Myers was a dog, right? And it's pounding. Do you think that took a toll as opposed to getting an easier bracket where you could have went up 30-0 and said, all right, my running backs go take a rest and chill out? Like, do you think that played a role, like that draw played a role in wearing the team down?
I don't think we was wore out. I ain't making excuses or anything like that. But when you play 2 Southeast teams out of Florida back-to-back, you got to know you in dogfight, the whole 40 minutes. They ain't no cakewalk. No disrespect to any other region, but, I mean, playing those Southeast teams, you got to come with it or, them boys is ready.
True. And so I asked you when we were down in Florida, I said, yo, are you ready to talk? Are you ready to speak on? I'm trying to think how I want to word this, right? Are you going to speak? So clearly, I as the president, I saw a lot of comments.
Yeah.
From New England people, a lot of hate, clowning, and funny stuff like that, right? And I spoke with a coach that told me that they saw clips from your game playing New England teams. Like, how do you factor all that? Like me, I'm and I say don't be emotional. I start getting emotional, and when I say emotional, I start to get mad. I'm gonna just keep it real, right? When I hear a
But when you
coach
get to the point, can you get to the point where you're going with this? Yo, you dancing, cuz. You dancing,
when I hear a
Come
coach
on,
tell
man.
me I had this film with Hartford versus so and so, it bothers me to my core. Do you feel like that if you found out a coach had your film versus a New Britain or a New Haven or Manchester, and you find out that he had that game? Not that that was the make or break or why y'all lost or anything, but it really burns me as the president to hear that that happens.
It is what it is. You know, at this point, like when you were nationals, everybody got your film. You know, it's on Flow Sports. They could go watch your 2 previous games. So to me, you know, it comes with the game. I talked to people from the Eastern region that people gave out their own film. So I mean, it's a business now. You know, at the end of the day. So I'm not surprised. Last year I would have been, you know, more aggravated, surprised. But it's like nowadays, it's like being the nationals back to back. Like it's part of the game now. They do in the other regions and stuff like that. It's just a common thing.
That is true. It is. I mean, we know the guy from West Coast. He sells films for $300 soon as the brackets are announced, and he just records games all over the nation. So that is what it is. So, all right. So 12. You beat Apopka, right? Now you find out you got Fort Myers. Did you already know as you were looking ahead that you would eventually have to face West Chase, or were you not even paying attention to that? You was just locked in on Fort Myers, and then you would figure that out later.
No, to be honest, I didn't want to draw West Chase in the first round. Right. So I'm kind of glad they was over there anyway. That gave us time to at least get
acclimate.
You know, get acclimated, you know, like into it. So I'm glad we didn't have West Chase in our bracket. That kind of, I feel, helped us a little bit. So Apopka wasn't an easy draw either, but I'm just glad we didn't draw West Chase first. That's probably the only team I was really looking at like that. Was like they got everything.
Listen, West Chase was in a war with Saddleback. It could have easily been Saddleback in that game if a couple things go different in that game after your game versus Fort Myers. It could have been Saddleback. And Saddleback was staying in your guys' hotel. And I told you when we seen them, Phil, the Saddleback was no joke. The Saddleback Bears out of Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
They played them tough. They could have won it with a field goal, I believe, but they played them tough.
What was the score in that final?
I think it was 10-12.
Yeah, it was a tight game.
Saddleback missed a field goal.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, that game could have easily been Saddleback.
So before, like I want to talk about before. Obviously, you were doing homework before. Once you won your regional, you were doing homework before. Did you know about West Chase or Fort Myers, or had you seen those teams?
Yeah, I mean, West Chase could have easily been here last year. They just ran into the monster Avalon, which everybody knows about. So West Chase should have been there last year at 11U. So when Avalon's gone, you're like, you know, it's a kind of a clear shot that West Chase is going to be there. So I already knew they was kind of be there. Obviously, for me, I didn't know Fort Myers would be that good when they played them before their regional chip. And Apopka, they was good at 11U last year, so it was always a shot that they could be there too. So I've been looking at them for a long time, obviously, because those are the hot names in the 12U division. So you got to pay attention to those guys.
What advice do you have for teams from New England? What would you say is the biggest difference in getting the nationals and being competitive? What's if you could provide advice to any of the New England coaches, because we're the ones that's not getting to Division I national title games. West Haven consistently have been in D2, but we ain't been consistently we haven't been getting in Division I, and definitely it hasn't been consistent outside of West Haven in Division II. Yeah. If there's a part of the game that you think New England needs to understand, what would it be?
Play those tough games. Like
During the regular season?
Regular season, absolutely. I think before the season started, you scheduled what? No Limit, 12U.
Everybody has something to say about
show.
that.
Then we played New Haven 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
Manchester. So those tough games kind of prepare. And we had a little thing with Springfield also.
Yeah.
That played into our hands because last year we didn't have those tough games, close games, to know how my team was going to react. So this year we came out, had tough games, got punched in the mouth by the show. We lost to Manchester. So I think that kind of got us ready for nationals, to be honest with you.
So I asked everybody this question, so I'm gonna ask you. You kind of for everybody, yes, I'm the president of Hartford Hurricanes, so I'm asking the question, but since it's been consistent, I'm gonna ask them the question. What's your plans?
We're trying to run it back, to be honest.
Are your boys want to run it back?
The boys are coming back. You
have
it's just tough losing in a chip, like being that close, and then it all falling apart the last 4 minutes, So I would try to run it back, to be 100% honest with you.
Oh, make no mistake about it. You could have won for 36 minutes, you had a chance to win the game. Like, I think people are forgetting about that point because of the way it ended. You were still in the game with 4 minutes to go until things kind of just, things happen.
I think that's when Zay made the tackle. He broke his arm. This is not excuses, but this is true stuff that happened. I don't think nobody knows that one of your biggest linemen decided not to play the second half. Like completely just said, I'm not playing no more. Hey Rudolph, we not saying nothing. I mean, kudos to you and Blaze and all you guys, brothers. Y'all earned it on the field in the square in that rectangle, bro. But bring Blaze back. We want our get back.
Yeah, but there was something surprising in that game. I mean, we all knew about Blaze. I've seen Blaze a couple times. I saw him a couple years ago at AYF. But I thought 13 was the difference maker for them. 13 from West Chase wasn't on my radar. Was he on your radar? He wasn't on my radar.
Absolutely. He's the bruiser. He's a bruiser. I've been watching him all year. He's a bruiser. Yeah. Really know he was a bruiser. Like watching Southeast, he's a bruiser.
I thought he kept
a bruiser. 9 and 8 Myers are bruisers. Like
from my view, he was the problem. Like 13.
I'm gonna be honest. When I watched their game versus Saddleback, I saw them running Blaze a lot, and when he couldn't get off from the backfield, they threw him a hitch and he popped. And I said, this is the Blaze show. I had no idea 13. Yeah. Just me watching. Of course, I didn't watch film. I wasn't part of the staff. I didn't call a play for them. They got there on their own merits. I was just the president. So, but just me personally, after we had won at 12, after you guys won, I was kind of like ordering food and off and on watching the game. I never really saw 13 until the first drive, and I saw this big kid, and it was like 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards.
He's a monster.
Where the hell did he come from? And so
he's tough. He's tough. I've been watching him for a while. We actually follow each other on Instagram. I think his name is Jonathan or something like that. Okay. But he's a bruiser. He's a good kid, humble kid. But we already knew we had to contain him, and he's a monster on the defensive side too. We already try to empty double him out anytime he was in the D tackle. So he was a problem on offense and defense. So we just couldn't contain him.
Yeah, no, I think he was the difference maker. I think every third is short, fourth is short. He was getting hit. You guys were
yeah.
He was just so big that like that they call him thunder and lightning, whatever. He was just that bruiser wearing you down. And so I think that to me, the reason I asked you about what's the biggest takeaway, I think what I took away as a president and as a coach that was down at Nationals as well was line play.
Yeah.
Like the line play. Everybody needs a line coach. Somebody that believes in it, take pride in it, and that's all they want to do. They take pride. They don't mind not having an offensive call or a defensive play being called. They are okay standing back there and locking in on the line. You guys had a great line coach, and he does that. But to me, that's why I think you guys were in position to where you were with an opportunity to try to win that game. Line play, I think that West Chase, I was surprised they held on offense. They were able to move our line. Certain, I saw Job really get in the push, but it seemed like they said, 41 over there. Okay, let's go this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so for me, I think when I saw y'all line all week, though, because I came, obviously they scheduled us at the same time. But when I did show up, I watched the end of your game versus the first game versus Apopka. You guys were running right down their throat. Yeah. Just driving them back, like line play. The line was dominant. I think even versus West Chase, the line had a great game the first couple games. Offensively. Defensively, one of their coaches told me we didn't stop them once. I didn't realize that. Did you realize that on defense?
No.
I know they ran out of time at halftime, but he tried to tell me. I don't know if that was true.
Bro,
he was like, "Yo,
for 36 minutes, the game was a one-score game."
I know.
I mean, I don't know. It's possible.
I have to go back and look. He didn't score on every possession.
We only
no, you guys stymied him one time early.
Twice.
One time early, you stymied him. At least once that I remember for sure.
I don't know. Anyway, I say that
they scored. You scored. They scored. You scored. You went up 7-6. They scored again.
And then they scored.
They scored twice.
It was 20-7 at halftime, right? And then we scored 20-13. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, my point to that was your line play to me was clearly the most dominant in New England and one of the most dominant line plays down at Nationals in Division I. And I think that's why you're in position. And I think in New England, we got to take away that the line plays a major, major role in us getting to that game. That if you cannot, I did not see a team pass their way to a national title game. No level. I didn't see no team show up, start all this clapping stuff, and then throwing the ball 1,000 times.
The only one that was doing that was Oceanside.
I saw people in the shotgun running the ball.
Around. The only one that was chucking it around like that was Oceanside's 13U. They were throwing it around.
Yeah, they did.
They were throwing it around.
But again, it didn't work against a team that ran the ball at them. Yeah. And so, for me, I think I learned something. I think I learned knowledge from watching you get there because it became clear to me that sometimes, bro, like it was nothing fancy. People come out and every year they start thinking, oh, what's the latest offense? I think you got there running power I, bro. Like, I'm not like do it all y'all funny stuff. We just gonna run power and you got there. And it was
as long as the blocking schemes are good, it's gonna work. I think hats off to West Chase offensive line coach because me watching the game back, like they just schemed out our defense. They were just doubling up to the backers and then taking them straight out the pitcher so we couldn't fill C gap. So looking back on it, it's like they made some really good offense adjustments and running on us, so that goes with their high level of coaching. So that's something I got to go back to the drawing board with, to figure that out and figure out how I make those type of adjustments in the national game against a well-coached team like that also. So
wow, that is true. I did see I seen the lineman getting up to that second level.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even that they was bigger than us or anything. They just they was doing their job. You know what I mean? So they was doubling up to the backer. C gap was wide open every time. But on the sideline you can't see that. Looking back on the film, you're like, okay, they just schemed it out and they figured out how to break it down, and they were successful doing that.
Yo, listen, congratulations. I know that there'll be more parts that's going to come back and want to add to so you can take another shot at it. I think it'll be more dominant in 2025. And so that's what it is. Coach, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. I appreciate the knowledge from a New England perspective because I don't think that enough New England teams hear from coaches that make it that far. Listen, in Division I, we don't make it that far down here, right? I don't know the last team to make a national title game playing 3 games, definitely not 2 Florida games. That's tough. And so, yeah, anyway, congratulations, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, brother. See you soon, Larry.
Hey, and last interview, Tito. Let's bring him on. Coach.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Introduce yourself. Tell us where you from, brother.
Coach Mike Nelson, Greater LaPorte Slicers, LaPorte, Indiana, baby.
Tito's favorite team down at National Power.
Hey. Love the
wing
respect,
T.
man. Love it.
No, I said hybrid wing. I didn't say wing T. It was wing T-ish.
Wing
Definitely hybrid
T-ish.
wing. It's wing T-ish.
Wing T-ish.
But it was definitely the offense I appreciated watching the most all week.
Huh?
Thank
you. Cutting them up. They was cutting them up with a couple plays.
So when they did that bracket reveal show and they said that the Steelers, who we were playing, had the best offensive line, that pissed my offensive line off. And they proceeded to bury them boys for that. So.
And it's crazy because Capital City, I think, was there a year ago.
Yeah, so were we.
Oh, you guys were?
Yeah, we were there in 9U. We actually had Coconut Grove down 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, and they came back on us.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. So that changed our arc because the North Pinellas team that they played wasn't up to snuff, so we would have beat them too. So we would have been 2-time champions if we'd have held on to that 4th quarter league last year. But
wow. 2 touchdowns in the 4th?
Dude. Hey, and I got a really good defense, man. So for us to come unglued like that, it was a failure on our part as coaches, right? So
but it may have planted the seed that you needed to win this year.
Oh, 100%. So we came down with a lot more of a business approach, right? We weren't messing around in the pool and anything like that, right? Like we were here to do work.
So I always find that interesting. Talk to me. So what exactly? How did y'all hijack? Because I didn't see your team.
So we got. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, man, but we got put in some Fairfield fucking inn.
Yeah. That was like the non-bus help hotel, right?
Dude, it was I had like players coughing and stuff from the mold and mildew smell. It was terrible, man. I don't know if we were down on somebody's list when we signed up, man. That's for sure. But we trudged through it though. We trudged through it.
Now, do you guys play? Who did you play in the regional chip to get here?
So we played 2 regional games. We had to play Tri-City Wolverines out of Chicago.
Yep.
And they were really disciplined, really good football team. We were just bigger, stronger. And then we played the Youngstown Little Bears from Ohio.
Oh, I remember them.
That's a hell of a football team right there, man. So they got a quarterback, number 3. He's the best 10U player in the nation. Stamp it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was that good?
He was him, right? Really, really good coaching staff, really good team. That was a dogfight. We beat them 13-6, or 13-7. But so that was a slobber knocker. They were the only team that's actually stopped our offense all year. We scored 509 points all year.
So how long have you guys been in Pop Warner?
I'm sorry, what?
How long have you guys been in Pop Warner?
So LaPorte Pop Warner has been a Pop Warner organization for 54 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. First national championship for us. I actually coached the first team that made it down there in 2019. We won our way down there with my older son's team. We were junior peewees at the time. So that was weighted football back then. And once it moved to unlimited, we thought there'd be no way that our little town would be able to compete, but then I got on my younger sons on this team, and I got these guys when they were 7, and I think we've lost 3 total games since they were 7.
Another coach, Tito, just putting it out there, that followed his team up.
Oh, 100%. Around here, if that's how you're going to do it, I mean, that's how you have to do it, right? Because, and you saw our offense, right? It looks pretty complicated. So I've thrown a lot at these guys over the years, and we build. And I mean, believe it or not, right? We can throw the ball, but
yeah, no, but you guys, because it's like I said, wing T-ish. When you do throw, you got guys running down the field wide open.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then
So
number 8. Number
high
8 could do it
efficiency.
all. Yeah, your number
Yeah.
8 could do it all. That kid was a football player, and he's a big kid. Like he was a big kid. He was a lot to deal with offensively.
Was this your first time coaching at Nationals?
I've taken
besides last year.
No, in 2019. So 2017, I actually took a Mighty Might team down for exhibition games.
Oh, yep, the exhibition Mighty Might Bowl. I remember.
Yeah.
I had one team down there too.
and that kind of got me, my eyes open as to what national competition was like, right?
Yeah.
And then in 2019, I took my older son's team down there.
What
we
level?
lost both. I'm sorry, what?
What level?
Junior Pee Wee.
Oh, that's when they did one level nationwide, I think, right? Oh no.
So we were
19. They went age based, but they had both. I think.
Yeah, there was like 12U and shit down
there.
there.
Yeah, there was 12U and stuff down there. Yep.
Yeah, but we were Junior Pee Wee. We played 2 tough teams. We were competitive, but we lost both games.
Yep.
Those guys, have gone on to high school and stuff, which is pretty cool. It's pretty fun journey for me. And then, like I said, after I was actually not supposed to coach. I was supposed to coach this team that I'm coaching now when they turned 6, but that team talked me into one more run in 2020. We lost in the regional championship, so we didn't make it back down. But
I'm assuming there's no way Coach Nelson is retiring at 10. He has to take the show on the road.
No. These boys are hungry. Right? We went to the city hall the other day, got recognized by the mayor, which was pretty cool.
That's what's up. That's dope.
And the first thing he asked, he's like, what's it take to have a team like this, right? And I turned to all the boys that were in the back of the room, right? And I was like, when's our season start, boys? And they're like, off season starts in January, coach.
So what does your off season pedigree look like? Like, do you have an indoor spot? Because it's cold, I'm assuming.
So we'll get some camps and clinics and stuff together. Yeah, it'll all be indoor, just speed work and
yep.
There are, some guys that do 7-on-7 and stuff around here in indoor facilities. Our offense doesn't really translate too well to 7-on-7, so
yeah. You'll start getting the boys wanting to.
So we played a spring flag football, and one of our rivals, like 30 minutes down the road, they beat us in the game, and man, they were jumping up and down like they won the Super Bowl. We were like, hey. Fall's coming, boys. Like put those pads on. It's a different story.
Well, listen, man. I actually went at last year's bracket and I looked, and I actually chose Capital City to be one of the teams in the national championship this year, and I was blown away when I saw the score. Because I expected I had met the Capital City coach. He told me, "Oh, I got this many kids returning," and I had saw them last year. I was kind of impressed. Like, well, they're good football.
Oh, they had a bunch, tremendous size, speed, very good coaching.
Yeah, very good coaching. And you guys put up 33 points on them the first game, and I was kind of like, whoa, what? And then of course, Mr. Wing T himself saw the offense, and all he could tell me is, yo, I'm telling you right now, Indiana's giving Florida everything that they can handle. Every time you hit them with a big play out of the wing, hey, I'm telling you, Phil, right now, he's giving them everything they can handle. Because I don't know, was Coconut Grove up at one point?
No, the game was back and forth, bro. That game was back and forth.
We decided to spot them 14 points this time.
Oh, for real? Wow. Yeah. Okay, so he was like, yo, it's close, but, at one point he started becoming weary. And then I got the call and his voice was at like pitch 9, and I said, okay, it must be getting interesting. It must be getting interesting. And of course he was excited because now his stamp is on the fact that a wing system is still alive and thriving.
100%. Well, so I believe that's why they went for 2, right? In that high school overtime system.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop us from 10 yards. Like,
yeah.
Your best bet is a long drawn out drive where we maybe get a penalty or something like that. But 10 yards in, we'll go to 17 overtimes, right? It's fine.
No, they was cutting them up.
Well, listen, maybe they did the right thing to just try to win it and said, look.
Agree. Hey, my heart was at, through the roof, right? But no, I understood. I mean, in a war of attrition, we were definitely built better for that. So I definitely, if their coach catches any hate for that from any of their parents, man, it was the right call. 10 times.
He wasn't, and they weren't going to deal with 8 in a 10-yard situation, dude. He had a dude on that team, bro.
Yeah.
In 10 yards, you wasn't stopping this dude. Even if you got him in the backfield, he's going for 5.
Yeah, he pick a few kids up, right?
Yeah.
Wow, he was that big. Just imagine.
Well, no, he wasn't that he was that big. He was well put together, and he knew how to use his body. Like, he just knew how to play. He knew how to play. Big guy, just knew how to play. He always fell forward. And he was also a key component in their passing game. He's not telling you that part. He was also their guy in the passing game. You know what I mean?
Right now, everybody in Division 2 11U is writing notes down right now, Mike. Okay, keep
Bro, all they got to do is watch Flow Sports.
Yeah, it's. I mean, hey, we run 4 plays, right? So like,
yeah. Stop it. You can stop it if you can't.
Yeah. I mean, you know, all the teams around here, right? Like, you know, we tell you right where we're going, right? And you know. And if you can stop it, you can stop it. More power to you. I mean, then I'll have to dig deeper in, but
right.
We should have most, if not all, of our dudes coming back. And
nice.
Like I said, one more year in the system. We just keep adding and adding.
Where's Laporte? Where's Laporte in Indiana? Near South Bend, near Indianapolis?
Yeah, so we're like 20, 25 minutes from South Bend.
Okay, and that's what, like central Indiana, or that's near Ohio?
Yeah. So we're closer to Chicago than South. Okay. Like we're an hour from Chicago, 20 minutes from South Bend.
All right.
So we're up by the lake.
Oh, so it's cold where you're at.
Oh yeah, it's real cold, man. We get a bunch of snow and stuff like that.
All this stuff about moving Pop Warner around, I ain't with it, bro. I want to go down south where it's warm. I do not want to be in 20-degree weather sitting in the stands watching Division 2 because I wouldn't do it. I'll go Flow Sports myself in some room, and that's what everybody's going to do because nobody's sitting in the stands.
Well, that's what was kind of fun about our regional game, right? I've definitely heard around here, right? They're like, man, we wish we could play the national championship up north. And I'm telling you what, that Youngstown team was a hell of a team. So that's how I build it to everybody. I'm like, this is the national championship up north.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hey, listen, Mike, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you. Good luck to the greater Laporte. Is that how you say it?
Just Laporte.
Laporte. Slicers out of Indiana, national champions. What did you do with the trophy? Where's the trophy?
I got it. That's propped up the camera right now. It's just
okay. Cool. Hey, congratulations, brother. You deserve it. Shout out to your kids. Shout out to all of them. And we'll try to get you on at the beginning of next year to find out what it's looking like.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, no problem. Take it easy.
Good luck, bro.
All right, last one, T. We got West Chase. Camera's dark.
Can you see me?
We can barely see you. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm assistant coach, Coach Joe from West Chase.
Hey,
12U, man. I wanted to know, what was your perspective of us to predict 25-6? That was like a little disrespectful.
Well, it was my perspective because I'm the president of the Hartford Hurricanes, and every year you ask me to score, I'm gonna predict 25-6 because that's what I'm gonna predict. Like, it didn't matter. We could have been playing the New York Giants. I was predicted 25-6 when it comes to the Hurricanes, brother. Now, if y'all was playing Santa Margarita and I'm a neutral party, then I could look at more details. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, sir.
I'm rocking out with my program. It was no different than if you watch the blogs, everybody in Florida chose Florida. Like, that's all they do. Florida. Y'all own the blogs. Like, you can't talk about Florida in the blogs. West Chase own the blogs. Like, y'all pay everybody in the damn blogs. But let me ask you, what role did you, what was your position on the team?
O-line, D-line coach. And also, I was a real, like, film junkie. You know what I mean? Like, when I seen y'all like in person versus Fort Myers, I was like, man, they big. They got a hard running back, number 4. But when I watched the Popka game, like, it was just like totally different. Like a Popka, I think Tito said it was 20-13 at one point, but it also was 14-12 a Popka in the third quarter
against Hartford. Oh, it was. I was at 9U. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when Hartford played a Popka, it was 14-12. A Popka was winning at one point. So I knew, once I watched that game, I knew we could run on y'all because I seen like your linemen getting tired. So I knew we could run on y'all, and like I actually predicted like 32-6 versus y'all.
Well, that was wrong too, just for the record.
Oh yeah, y'all got 7 more points, man. My fault.
that was
So-
wrong too. Hey, so when the brackets came out, what was your thought process? Did you feel like y'all got a good?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. When the brackets came out, and I found that Apopka and Fort Myers got invited, I was like, long as they ain't in the same bracket as us, because we beat them to get here. Kudos, they got invited, to fill up the bracket, but we was the true Southeast champion.
Right, but here's the thing: when New England does that, and me and you talked, right? Privately.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talked.
Yeah. But when New England does it, they put us in the same bracket. Like if you look at our 13, if you look at the 13U D1 bracket, the New England teams was in the same bracket, even though our New England team out of my league beat the other team. They were actually scheduled to play in the constellation. Then at the last moment, they changed it because why make the two teams play again? Like they both played in the constellation game. Let them play somebody else. People don't pay 30, 40,000 to go play a team. You play an hour away. Like, let me go play somebody. So I understand what you're saying. You're right. You wouldn't want to have to play Fort Myers again right off the bat. It wouldn't really make sense. But to other regions, they typically have put us in the same bracket. That was what surprised to me because I think it was a little look. The bracket is the bracket, and whatever you get, you got to play. You want to be a national champion?
That's a fact. Whatever they front you.
Florida teams, bro. I don't know if anybody ever had to do that ever in history. Have to be Florida. You beat the Southeast region one time, and it's kudos to you. But 3 times, that's tough.
Yeah, hey, I understand that. I mean, y'all beat little cuz, then had to play big cuz. big cuz show you why he's a big cuz.
The 2 that y'all played, and then we had to, which is cool because to be honest, if we wanted to be the national champs, we'd have to beat y'all. And who else would you want to beat besides a West Chase? Like that name carries enough weight where when you hoist the trophy and you beat West Chase, you know that I earned this thing. And so, I mean, Apopka's a big name. I never really heard of Fort Myers. That was my first time hearing them. But obviously, Apopka and West Chase, I've saw them win national championships before. All right, so let me ask you. You had said something to me, and I'm leaking out stuff that we could talk about, not the stuff that we couldn't. That we decided to keep convos close to us. That when you saw my 12U giving kudos to the number 28 from Apopka, that told you a lot that you thought that you guys could run against us.
We was gonna run for 300. I mean, you normally don't see
that other kid.
You said what?
What made you say that because of number 28?
Because I seen that y'all showed the love to him. You know what I mean? Like he did his thing to y'all. I think he got busy on us one time. I think he popped for about 50. But
I think he only scored 1 touchdown. I think they got a pick 6 and a kickoff return on the other touchdown. So Apopka did. So he did pop once as well.
Yeah, but I mean, he was like getting like 5 to 6 yards a clip on you.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I didn't watch the game, so I can't really push back. Like I said, when I got there, it was at the end. It was really over, but they scored that last touchdown to make the score look closer than what it was. When I showed up in the game.
I just think the main thing about Hartford, you could just tell that your lineman was getting tired. Like we condition over here. That's one thing West Chase do good is like they condition, and plus we got that heat that it's different. It's different like when they condition. But I just seen that y'all was tired, and it's like, man, if you look at our game, the championship game, what we averaged 7 to 8 yards a pop.
I don't know about that. But I will say number 13 ran hard. Number 13 did run hard, and I told you this when we talked that was my surprise player because I was not aware of 13 when I watched y'all versus Saddleback. Again, but the coach was, but I didn't coach that team. I didn't get them there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Merits. But just from me watching Santa Margarita, I saw Scat back, trying to, even when y'all was close to the end zone, I didn't see Big 13 take it in. I saw trying to give it to the scat back, you know, a little like I didn't see the game plan that y'all ran against us. Y'all didn't do against Saddleback. Now that's that to me that might be knowledge of coaching, right? That you changed the game.
Yeah,
plan.
yes, sir.
But so I wasn't aware that 13. I didn't become aware of it till the first drive, and then that's when I knew. Okay, there's a big guy.
We had I understand what you're talking about. So we was at the 6-yard line, and we had our chances to go up 19-0. Over Saddleback. So I mean, we didn't, and then next thing you know, we in that dogfight. How Tito was talking, where it came down to a missed field goal to either we out or we in. But luckily, he missed the field goal, and you know we played y'all, and we just we came to play.
Score with y'all at Saddleback. Oh, so wait a minute. They tried to kick a field goal for the win?
14-12.
Yeah,
it was 14-12.
No, 10-12-10.
12-10.
Hey, so I didn't know that. They kicked the field goal and missed at the end?
At the end, I think it was about 38 yards or something.
What? Oh my God, I did not know that, bro. I just found that out right now.
But for real, like, I mean, I think, just my opinion, I think that's the championship game. I think Saddleback beat y'all.
Cut it out, Mike. That's not the championship game. The championship game.
Come on, man. Come on. No, I mean, crazy. You ain't never heard the championship game is played before the championship game.
Championship game is played on 12-14 at 3:15. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because y'all had a closer game with them, don't mean honestly, with 5 minutes left in the game, it was 20-13. Like, let's tell people the truth. You could talk and you could try to make it seem like y'all was in super control, but we had the ball with 5 minutes left. It was 20-13. That do not mean that we were the better team. We weren't not the better team, right?
Phil.
But it do mean that we had opportunities to win the game.
Phil.
And we didn't capitalize, and y'all capitalized on what y'all did. Now, you said that our lineman got tired. I told you something, and I'm going to say it publicly. See, I don't like having this conversation because it looked like when me and you talk privately, we was able to have conversation. It's going to look.
Hey, no, Phil. Let me talk before you say that, though.
It's going to look like an excuse when I tell you this.
No, hold on, Phil. Phil. You said you had the ball at 2013. That wasn't the case. You scored. We hold on. You scored, made it 20-13. We had the ball driving the score. That's when number 4 gets hurt, and then we go punch it in right after he gets hurt. So you didn't have the ball.
That's when Blaze popped the run. I believe we.
Blaze popped
the 20, right?
Blaze popped the 20.
Popped the 20.
Where he didn't get touched. No, it was right after halftime. After we stopped y'all. We stopped y'all because y'all got the ball first at halftime.
We got the ball out of halftime.
Yeah, y'all never stopped us, man.
Yeah, but when you say we didn't stop y'all, you make it seem like y'all scored 33 offensive touchdown points. That's not.
No, we scored 27, but the reason you didn't stop us is like we both ran the ball, which was like milking the clock. I think we only had 4 possessions.
That's what I was going to get at. I agree with that. If you remember, the second quarter went like this. We got the ball. We drove. Then y'all stopped us. I think it was 4th down. We didn't. I think we again. I don't remember no game.
No, they scored first, then we scored.
No, we got the ball out of halftime. We got the ball out of halftime and we ran the ball. Then they got the ball and drove down and scored. That's when Blaze scored. The whole quarter was running the ball. It went fast. That's my point. The clock was running because neither one of us was passing. I think West Chase only passed to the tight end for that little pop pass for the touchdown. Am I right? Was that y'all?
Yeah, we had like 2 passes.
Was it more than that? Oh, I don't.
No. You're right, Phil. We had 2 passes.
Yeah, so it was. I'm agreeing with you that the clock ran excessively because both teams was running the ball. Was really no reason to stop the clock unless somebody ran out of bounds. Now I will agree with you that and I told you this. And look, I do not think this is the reason. I gotta say that because people gonna kill me on the blog. I told you Florida.
Oh yeah, Phil. You New England, you Connecticut. I understand.
I do want to say that Matter of fact, I'm not gonna go. Let me say this. I asked you to watch the film to notice something. Did you watch
I did.
Film? Did you
Yes,
see it?
I did, sir.
Did you see it?
I seen it. I seen it.
So I don't know if y'all noticed that in the game. I kind of feel like y'all did, that y'all was smart enough to pick up on it. Was I right or wrong?
I mean, you could have been right. You could have been wrong.
You the lying coach. You the lying coach. Tell
Hey,
me
yo,
the truth. So you gonna keep. All right. So here's the question: what's happening next year? Talk to me. Y'all, well, I mean, y'all obviously not going to 13U because I spoke with the president. But are y'all staying at 12? Did y'all have an 11U?
Man, I'm one and done. I don't know what the other coaches is doing, but I'm one and done, man. Like I coached against West Chase. You know, in March, I was a 12U coach and a commissioner for the South Tampa Titans this past March. We didn't see eye to eye, so you know, I went to West Chase. West Chase, man, when I coached against them, they made me a better coach. When I came over there, it showed me what it took to be a coach, if that make any sense.
Yeah, no, I got it.
They are the standard, man. They are the standard. When you win, when you do good, man, kids are flocked there, parents are flocked there. And you know, it's all love for West Chase, man. Like I went to Dewey, I put my pride aside, man. I went to Dewey and I wanted to learn more like offensively, man. Like Dewey Paxson, when it come to offensive, he's the GOAT, man. Offensive coordinator, head coach, he the GOAT, man. And I got a lot of respect for that dude right there. A lot of respect for that dude.
Yo, Mike, listen, thanks for coming on, brother. So listen, hopefully, you know, tap back in when you land, when you find out where you coaching, brother. Whether it's Pop Warner, Florida Elite, whatever league you in.
Hey,
you know,
I'm gonna try to keep you up to date with the Southeast region, man. Like going next year, because you know I'm pretty much down with Pop Warner. But yo, I got one thing to say, man. Thanks for canceling that parade. We out. West Chase Colts, Blaze boys.
Blaze. All right. So Tito, that's the podcast. So to recap, I think that this was the best year of Pop Warner. I think you agreed.
Oh yeah, now the games, there was a lot of, I mean, if you go through the brackets, look at the rounds, there was a lot of one-score games, 2-point games, overtime games. I mean, there was some blowouts, but any of these tournaments, there's going to be some blowouts. But competitive balance, I think, out of the years they've been since moving from Disney to Camping World and Universal area, this year was the best year they put together as far as the total package. Teams, divisions, the atmosphere was better. Outside of Field 1, I thought the fields were in much better condition.
They were.
Obviously, the games in the stadium is dope. Jones Stadium is dope to play at, you know, where they got the fish fry at and all of that. I mean, I understand the concerns about Field 1, but I also do know we went to Tampa for that meeting. They were dealing with the same thing because of the hurricane.
They was.
Before we go killing Field 1, you know, they just had 2 hurricanes pass through there 3 weeks prior. I mean, what did you think? Something was going to be messed up, and it just happened to be Field 1, unfortunately. And unfortunately, 3 of our Connecticut games, 3 of the 3 games of people from our region had to play on that field. That's just the luck of the draw. It don't always work out like that. You could have had 2 of those games in the stadium, but it didn't work out that way. We got stuck on that field, and that's what it is.
All right, so listen up, everybody. This is the last podcast of the year. We will start back at the top of the year. The first Wednesday, top of the year. We will come back with a whole new platform, new introductions, an explosive interview. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is or what it is, but it's going to be explosive. Everything is going to go as planned. We're still going to do our thing.
We are bringing back the Chalk Talks, Rodney. We'll
bring back Chalk Talks. And, hey, on January 10th, during the Cotton Bowl, we are planning the New England coaches get-together dinner. We'll have a location. Either it'll be food there or we'll buy the food just to get everybody in the room. We can all mingle, talk, say what up, just like a camaraderie thing amongst coaches. Don't matter who you don't like. Don't matter who you beefing with, none of that. This is a platform that's just built to show love, to show solitude. None of the if you dealing with emotions and tendencies that's not of good nature, you can stay away. But we're gonna be putting it out there. Everybody's invited, so do not ask me, yo, am I invited? Stop feeling like you need a personal invite. You're invited, okay? All right. So we're gonna put that out. It's January 10th during the Cotton Bowl. Cotton Bowl start at 7:30. We'll probably kick it off around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Invite all the coaches from around New England.
Did we secure the location, or are we still working on that?
I do have a location, but I'm gonna put it out on a flyer maybe in like a couple days. I'm just locking in the location, and we'll put it out on a flyer and invite everybody and all of y'all people from around the nation. If y'all want to come fly in to my parade. But by the way, Tito, we're still having our parade. Our girls came in number 2 in the nation. First time we got hardware, and our football players came in number 2 in the nation. So we just gonna still recognize our kids regardless, because it's a major accomplishment in my program. I'm still proud of what the Hurricanes 12U did and how they did everything. I do want to get the Oceanside head coach on. We need to do that at the top of the year. That's my guy. Shout out to Oceanside. Amazing coaching staff, good dudes. Saw them all week. It was always love when we bumped into each other. So we definitely going to make sure that we tap into Oceanside, because that was one of Tito's favorite teams all week. He kept telling me we'll be in the national title. He even thought that they had that they would beat West Chase. So he was definitely an Oceanside guy all week, calling me when I couldn't be at the games. So Tito, with that being said, brother, I'm gonna let you bring it home.
No, we good, man. Listen, New England, we ain't that. Clearly, we not that far away. I mean, whether you want to say New England, CT, we ain't that far away. I think the biggest difference is from talking to everybody around the nation and being around a lot of cats out there. These crossover games got to happen. Cats got to stop opting to play in weaker divisions, and these games got to happen for the greater good. The games in the regular season got to happen for the greater good, because it's only going to make you stronger when you get down there. I think we need to be more battle tested throughout our region, and however that needs to happen, it needs to happen. I'll let the powers that be handle that. But I think there has to be a different mindset moving forward. Like I said, we're not that far away, and hopefully this offseason brings strength to us all. We'll be on my positive shit right now.
Well, word of the day, Tito. This is a powerful one. Because, Tito, the truth of the matter is they only keep it real when they mess with you. I keep it real even when I don't mess with people, because my character don't change, only the vibe do. So if I don't mess with you, I still keep it real. I don't try to tear you down. I don't go and slander your names to certain people. Because my character don't change. That's not in my nature, right? You notice that other people do that to you and I. They try to do that. So the truth of the matter is they only keep it real when they mess with you. And when they don't, because their character changes. My character don't change. Only the vibe will. And so remember that about people, y'all. And the last thing I'm going to say is stay away from people that says, yeah, but. Here's what I mean. You're going to tell somebody your dream. I want you to listen to your friends. Some of your friends will go, yo, you should do it. There's always the friend that's going to say, yeah, but. That's the friend you got to watch out for. They don't follow your dreams. They don't believe in you. They saying, yes, but go do something else. You don't need them. Sometimes you need to do what you need to do. I'm going to tell you something right now. Something big might come out of Hartford, Tito. If I make an announcement next week, it's going to be massive. So we'll see what happens. PH, great. And I heard Waterbury got together. That's what I heard. I'm just going to put it out there.
That's news to me, cuz. That's news to me, Cuddy. That's news to me, cuz.
That's what I heard.
Easy. Word. Oh, Cass is holding out on